Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
We're at 4, Manaski. I don't know.
I know.
4 in a row. This could be, you know what would be the best scenario? And again, winning close games. This is shocking, meaning we're getting relief pitching. Winning out going into the All-Star break would be something really special. It would give you hope, would it not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, even 4 in a row, though. I mean, you win. They look for a sweep today. Let's win back-to-back series. One day at a time. Let's do it one day at a time.
Fair enough.
And,
okay.
Again,
fair enough.
One of the bad things about baseball, and I think the Mets fans experience this many times, is that you get off to a decent start or a good start and you're in it. And then all of a sudden you've got another 50 games or 80 games left, and by the time it's all done, you don't look that good. And that happens to the Mets more often than not. But by the same token, you start out and you have some bumps along the way, but you have plenty of time to straighten the plane out. So let's straighten the plane out.
What I find interesting is this is not the normal New York Mets path. I promise you we'll stop talking about the Mets in a very quick second. This is not the normal New York Mets path. The normal New York Mets path is you start out like gangbusters, and by June you start to falter. By July, you're 10 games back. And then August and September are disasters. So we're not following the playbook here. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I will bring you one more little sports item last night. Did you see the Yankees game last night? Davey, is he in there? I can't tell. There's no light in there.
No, he's not right now.
We'll talk to him about this, but the game was delayed last night. Did you see? And it wasn't because of rain. A TV cameraman was drilled in the head with an errant throw. Yankees-Orioles game Wednesday night delayed for several minutes after a scary incident that injured the cameraman for Yes Network, Pete Stendel, shooting from a pit next to the first base dugout at Yankee Stadium with a runner on first, one out in the Yankees' fifth. Anthony Volpe hit a ground ball to second base that Adam Frazier bobbled before retrieving the ball and flipping a throw to second base to force out the runner. Knowing he had to hurry to have a shot to double up, Volpe, Orioles shortstop Henderson, whipped a hard throw to first base that sailed over the first baseman and struck the cameraman in the forearm. So they had to delay the game because of it.
Wait, it hit him in the face or the forearm?
Here, I thought it was the head. But it must have hit the forearm and then into the head, I guess.
So he was fine.
No, he died.
No.
Yeah, I can't believe you'd say that. No, he's fine. Yeah.
My thought was going to be that now we're going to have a new rule in place that every cameraman who's on field level or near it has to wear a helmet or some type of protective device.
To give you an idea, they immediately went to him. Whatever happened hit him hard.
Yeah.
The game was delayed for about 15 minutes. He was put on a stretcher and was carted off the field.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. With the crowd cheering, the cameraman raised his right arm. That's like out of a movie, right?
Yeah,
It's the one thing everybody would like to do when you have the unfortunate situation where you're injured, to be able to raise that right arm and give everybody the thumbs up and have the crowd just cheer for you. For a second, he felt like an athlete.
Film the game.
Yeah.
Film the game.
Yeah.
So it was a cameraman.
I can pan and tilt like no one else can.
So
he gave the thumbs up.
Yeah, maybe that's the chant. Pan and tilt.
Yeah.
pan and tilt. So
I am focused.
was the delay just to get another cameraman down there, or did they give up that
No,
particular
it took him
angle
15,
for the rest of the
they
game?
apparently were treating him for 15 minutes. So
What happened?
whatever happened, it must have been one of those. Remember DeMar Hamlin? That was that perfect hit, right? And maybe this was that type of thing where it was just the perfect bad hit, and it caused quite the delay. Yeah.
Maybe. A ball off the forearm, though, and then the head? I don't know.
I don't know the answer, but that must have been a hell of a throw. That's all I can tell you. This morning, we have much to get to. We have a full lineup today, and it's Boilermaker Sunday weekend. We're heading into Boilermaker weekend, the festivities and all of that. Pretty exciting. As we're kind of feeling like this is the closest to back to pre-COVID we have been. Right, they've got basically a sellout lineup, even though the numbers were reduced. It's still everything feels really positive going into Boilermaker weekend.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Other than the heat, other than the potential smoke, which is all possible. Other than all of that, I think we feel fairly normal. Now on the program today, just to give you a little update. This morning, in the 7 o'clock hour, Dr. Shamalesky will be in. God, today's Thursday, right? Isn't that crazy?
Already, yeah.
Dr. Shamalesky will be in wearing a different hat today. He has written a Boilermaker song.
Okay.
And he'll be performing it here in studio.
All right.
I'm very excited about it.
He's good. He plays the guitar?
Yep.
Does he do other instruments as well?
Scalpel, I believe. Plays a mean scalpel. Bob Schofield, MVHS, big news today. They seem to have a developer that is exploring the next phase of what St. E's will become. And this will be an interesting little update. So it's a company that is basically focused on this, right?
Listen, I've been wrong before. I'm wrong all the time, right? Sometimes I mix in some rights.
I just read developer today.
Yeah, no, and I'm not criticizing the hospital or the developer, but I don't think there's going to be like Leon Etienne can put something in a hat and pull a rabbit out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that this is the case. I think they're it's going to be we keep the building, we turn it into some type of housing or storage. We demo the building, we either turn it into houses or apartments. I don't know that there's a magic trick or fix. But they're exploring the possibilities.
Well, I
hope
I'm
wrong.
The biggest talk so far has been you take the building down and you add residential housing there. That's been one of the hot topics, I believe, the hot solutions, if you will. But we'll speak with Bob Schofield this morning. Coming up, also.
What I mean though is, this is going back many years. There was what do we do with Harbor Point, and am I crazy that you had the idea about a water park?
That was way back.
Way back, yeah.
And that, obviously is not going to.
And that was like an out-of-the-box idea.
happen.
People were like, wow, I don't know what to do there. What could we do there? I don't think it's the same type of thing when you have an old building that size that's an old hospital. It's not like, wow, let's get an off-the-wall idea and try to pitch it and see.
I don't think so either, but I don't think there's any implication that is the case.
No,
is there?
No, I'm not saying that.
Are you
that's
saying
what it
there's
is.
going to be a indoor water theme park at
Let's
St.
start
E's?
a rumor.
No,
What
I
I'm
think that-
saying is
Yeah.
we're going to talk to Bob today about what the plan is and everything, but I don't know that the result of the process is a rabbit out of the hat. I think it's probably along the lines of things we've already kicked around on the show before. That's all I'm saying.
I don't expect anything different than that.
Yeah, okay.
So,
and I wasn't trying to
yeah.
argue with you on it. I was just.
But it's a developer that has been selected for this reuse plan, and my interpretation of this is we're going to look at some different options, and they're going to decide on an option, and my guess would be it's going to mean tearing that old building down. Probably the nursing school will remain, but everything else is going to come down. But we'll speak with Bob Schofield. Also, get an update on where they are with the rest of the hospital project, because here we are moving into July. As I said to my wife just yesterday, we're going to be on vacation for next week, and then maybe a little bit By the time we get back, we're going to be near the end of July all of a sudden.
August, September, October.
And then
the hospital.
yeah.
The hospital's in October, I think.
It is. So this is all coming very quickly. I don't mean to be, raining on anybody's summer parade, but this is how it goes, right? You get into July, and before you know it, they're talking about the state fair. Oh, that was in April. They've been talking about the state fair.
Yeah, it's kind of like running the Boilermaker. You're like, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh. Wait, it's over?
Yeah. This was quite the story. Driver, man in home die after a Tesla crash into an upstate New York home. And, the fear is these batteries. These batteries, when they burn incredibly hot.
Mm-hmm.
This happened in Livingston. 2 people dead after a luxury Tesla crashed into a home and started a fire. At 1 a.m. Thursday, troopers responded to a house fire on State Route 9 in Livingston. One person was able to escape the home and taken to the Albany Medical Center. Another was found dead inside. A 2022 Tesla Model X was found inside the home with someone dead inside the Tesla. It was determined the car was traveling fast south on Route 9 when it went off the road, hit a tree, crashed into the house, went through the wall of the home, and then started a fire. Troopers have not yet identified the driver. By the way, that 2022 Tesla Model X, if you were to buy it today, would cost you upwards of $140,000, and it doesn't fly. Right, like the flying car that has been approved.
So,
but that's a terrible accident, and I'm telling you, you have to really think about. You really have to think about the way these batteries burn, and you would want to get out of any car that catches fire with one of those batteries.
Oh, there's no question, but certainly you'd want to be out of a car that's on fire anyway. Is the thought here that it seems like this driver went well out of their way and then into the home, into a wall? Did they have a medical episode and the foot never came off the gas?
I don't know, but was traveling very, very fast and hit a tree first.
My goodness.
Mike says, can't wait to hear the Boilermaker song. All right, Mike, it's coming. It's coming this morning.
What did he do another song on?
Hold Your Horses.
Yeah.
He has an album out, actually, Dr. Shamalesky.
Of all songs he wrote? I know he performed one in studio that I thought was
a Christmas
song.
holiday song that he wrote. So, on a serious note, it's nice that the city and the hospital are working together financially for the reuse of St. E's. We do need more of that. I would completely agree. And we'll talk to Bob Schofield about how is this a partnership between the city and the hospital? Because up to this point, the city and the hospital have not been partners. The city has not been a partner with the hospital. Now, I know Mayor Palmieri would disagree with that.
Right.
But the hospital would agree with that statement. I'm pretty sure.
I mentioned Leon and pulling rabbits out of a hat.
Leon will be in this morning also, or on the radio this morning. He has his, quote, residency up at the theater in Old Forge all summer long.
I think the partnership with the city and the hospital has been more like every once in a while the city's like, we've got this trick up our sleeve here. Look at this. I had a card here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
And then we have, we're learning that the accident that occurred on July 4th, the motorcycle accident in Utica, it looks like it was a dog in the road that is what caused the accident to occur. A motorcyclist died 4th of July after a dog got onto a Utica road and the man crashed. Justin Naparek, 43 of Clinton, was riding north on Route 12 near the Oriskany Street exit when a dog entered the road. If you've ever dealt, it is very dangerous. This is one of the things that's very dangerous about driving a motorcycle. It could be a dog. It could be
a deer.
It could be a deer. Yeah, there's so much.
Even a squirrel crossing the road.
Yes. Yep.
Try to avoid that at all costs because that could shoot your tire.
Some passing drivers tried to help. The man was declared dead at the scene. The cause of the crash still under investigation, but authorities say it's believed that the dog ran into the road, and the motorcyclist could not avoid the dog. Very bad. but it happens. Something to be careful of in the summer months when you're out there. What else is good here this morning? Heat. We're going to be dealing with a major heat wave today as temperatures will get even warmer than yesterday. You can almost see the heat haze. Or is that some of the lingering smoke from the Canadian wildfires? I don't know. But it is going to be hot. Lower 90s today. They say at points today, it could feel like upwards of near 100 degrees today. At least what the temperature would feel like out there. So be aware.
Yes, and we do have, because of that, a heat advisory that's in effect from 11 this morning until 8 o'clock tonight.
One of the great places, if you wanted to go on vacation during the hot months and you don't want to go to the heat, the oppressive heat of Florida, think about Long Island, Long Beach, right? It's beautiful down there. It's just a great place to go, and there are sharks there, too. That's according to recent sightings. 2 swimmers apparently attacked by sharks off the shores of Long Island on Tuesday, a day after 2 others reported being attacked while enjoying the water at the popular New York beaches. At least one beach delayed opening to holiday revelers Tuesday after officials said drones spotted some 50 sand sharks that were near the beach. So along with this week, they say, is the hottest week on record in the world. The world's temperature this week for 2 days in a row has reached the hottest that it has ever been.
Oh, we went back-to-back days. It was the hottest
and
ever.
the water is also at a record level. The temperature of the water. So what I think you're seeing is these sharks come even further to the north because the water is just warm enough for them to survive, and that's
You're probably right.
kind of what happens. The same thing's happening with mosquitoes moving north. Probably next will be the venomous snakes, the poisonous snakes. Although we do have a few of them that are native to upstate New York. We want to make sure swimmers are safe, said George Gorman. He is the Long Island State Park's regional director. The beach was closed once more after a possible shark sighting, but officials determined it was actually a dolphin.
Oh, yeah?
Which is unique. After a few attacks last year, state park officials have increased patrols and deployed more drones to scout the waters for a possible danger. We did have a season last year where we had 6 swimmers bitten from sharks. Wow. That is a concern. I feel like this is more of a realistic warning, whereas a lot of times in the South, Shark Week comes on, Discovery Channel, and it's all like it's overblown. Like there have been 6 shark attacks, and then you find out that there were 7 last year. So it's not any big deal, and only 6, right? But the fact that there were 6 off Long Island, I think that's a significant number.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Earlier Monday, another 15-year-old girl was treated for an apparent shark bite to the leg. She didn't see what bit her. The lifeguards didn't know what bit her. The drone operator checked the area. We didn't see any sharks, so we can't definitely say what bit her, but something bit her, and it looks similar to a shark attack.
Yeah, based on what, the bite marks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite the attacks, holiday revelers remained on the beach for the holiday. That's nature, and maybe we're taking over their domain, and they don't like it, said a 90-year-old from New York City.
Yeah, I think I disagree, though.
It's the opposite, I think.
Yeah, I think in this particular case, now you could make the argument when we're cutting down forests and everything, and in some intrusions into the water, I'm sure that's true. But beachgoers have been going to the beach for what? 150 years, and I think even more so. People have pools and everything at their house nowadays today in resorts, so they're less likely to be on a public beach. I actually think there used to be a lot more people out there doing that, and I think the animals in this case are intruding on us. I hate to say that, but...
Well, this is not. This water is not native to them. Even though it's not like it's never happened before. It's more predominant today, it seems. TV actor Allison Mack, who pleaded guilty for her role in a sex trafficking case. Remember this in the Albany area?
NXIVM, right?
Yeah, NXIVM.
Yeah, they spelled it weird, but it was the NXIVM, sex cult or.
Correct. Been released from a California prison, according to a government website. Mack, best known for her role as a young Superman's close friend on Smallville, was sentenced to 3 years behind bars back in 2021 after pleading guilty to 2 years. Pleading guilty 2 years earlier to charges that she manipulated women into becoming sex slaves for Nexium. Spelled with a V but silent or something. I don't know. Either way, online records maintained by the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Mack was released Monday from a federal prison in California near San Francisco. Her release was first reported by the Times-Union in Albany.
Keith Rainier, if I'm not mistaken, is the guy's name who was allegedly behind that. And that was a shock to many people that she admitted to her role in essentially recruiting, manipulating, and multiplying the number of victims that they had in this operation that they had. It is kind of a shock. I'd be interested to see if she gets more work in Hollywood or if this is kind of it for her now.
If you're watching the news, that small baggie of cocaine is still an issue from the White House and the West Wing. Republicans are all over this, saying they're blaming Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's going to be the first thing. You know what happens if you've got an uncle and everybody's around for the 4th, and you have an uncle who's a former addict, and, you know, he's clean. He's been clean. And somebody finds a baggie of cocaine. The first person they point to is, God, is Uncle so-and-so back on the you-know-what?
Mm.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what's happening here. Although I would really wonder, there are cameras everywhere. They should be able to see who was in there at the time in that part of the West Wing. They should be able to see that, right?
Yes, they should. They should have an idea, certainly, of who was in that part of the building at the time. I don't know that they have cameras in all the rooms, right? I'm sure there's cameras at a security checkpoint.
There are security cameras where the cocaine was found. That's
then there shouldn't be an issue at all.
At least that's what was reported on the news last night.
Well, then it's probably not true.
It is the Secret Service. You have to understand. I mean, these guys are the best at what they do.
Is it possible? Look, in fairness to Hunter, although
anything is possible.
My bet's on him. Is it possible that, look, you see it sometimes where a member of law enforcement gets involved in drugs or alcohol?
Are you trying to imply that maybe a Secret Service member or someone planted it?
I didn't say so. No, I didn't say someone planted it. I said
you better be careful where you're going.
But what if a member of the Secret Service maybe had a little problem?
Had a cocaine habit.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm just saying anything's on the table till we know who it is. But if I'm betting money, I'm betting on Hunter. You bet.
Why is Agent Bob so wide-eyed and bushy-tailed?
Yes.
I don't know.
He says he's got a cold.
Yes. Mar-a-Lago surveillance footage, as long as we're talking about surveillance footage, being released shows a Trump aide moving boxes just days before the Department of Justice came to visit. I believe they have a great deal. Brett Hume made a statement either yesterday or the day before on Fox News channel and said Republicans should be very, very careful because defending President Trump with the evidence that's beginning to come out, and Hume has been quite critical of Trump, defending the president could backfire in 2024. I think there's a lot of evidence that seems to be coming out. And in this case, now you're moving the evidence. You're hiding the evidence, which this would support what has already come out in the in the investigation. So it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Okay, I have a couple of other good ones. Back to the shark attack, if I could go back to that. Here is a video went viral of the sharks swimming in between people, frolicking in the ocean off the coast of Florida. So people are in the water, but this is the big thing now. These drones are catching footage, and you literally can see the shark just swimming around them. There was no bite in this case, but what you don't know won't hurt you, but could. If that
Certainly.
makes any sense. Here's the video audio for you. Check this out from Florida. This is from Florida. Here we go.
Hey, come in!
Where did it go? Where did it go? There's somebody still out there.
Now, I don't know what species of shark that is. There are some that aren't threats to humans, but when you see that fin come out and the tail, I'm not necessarily going to take my time investigating what species it is. I'm out.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the water. You got to get out of the water. Don't be stupid.
So
Right? Get out of the water.
All this stuff has a limit to it, but we had talked about why does somebody get attacked by ticks all the time and somebody's never had a tick on them before? Or same thing with mosquitoes. You see somebody getting bit up.
You're right. Maybe the sharks like the smell or the potential taste of someone versus someone else. I guess I could see that. It's like when you go into the grocery store, and you like one kind of an apple, but you don't like another. It's all possible.
Yeah, and I think to continue the analogy,
Probably a bad analogy.
It's like being at the buffet. You're like, let's see what they got left before the buffet closes. Chicken, corn, steak. I want steak.
Or could it be how hungry am I? Yesterday we reported on the woman had a meltdown on American Airlines. I feel bad, but there's a continuation to this story. Do you remember? She was on the plane and she said that another passenger on the plane was not real.
Right.
As if maybe a drone of some sort. I don't know. It was not real. The person's not real. This is what happened. Here's the audio.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. But I am telling you right now that back there is not real, and you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Yeah. She was off the plane and done, right into handcuffs. Sad because it sounds like she's having either a drug-induced or a medical incident, something.
Yeah.
But there's an update to the story. Do you want the update?
Yes.
Here a day later, we have an update. Remember the lady that we had? She was having a meltdown. We just heard it with another passenger on the plane that was not real while she was heading towards the exit. She also told the passengers they were going to die with them if they stayed on the flight. We just heard that.
Yeah.
It turns out Carrot Top, the comedian, was on that flight.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, the guy from Wendy's. This is what he posted on social media. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. I just want to let you know I made it home. I give my hats off to everyone at American Airlines today for how they handled the situation. That nut job just lost your mind in front of the whole plane. 5 hours later, we're here in Orlando. I hope you're having a relaxing evening behind bars in Dallas, Texas. Hope you enjoyed your little stunt.
Well, was it a stunt or was she having some sort of a medical episode?
Yeah, I think it was.
Or was it drug-induced?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't think that lady was pranking anybody or pulling a stunt. I think she was.
Yeah, she didn't sound like she was trying to get clicks to me.
Correct. She thought that was really going on.
Yeah. Today is National Fried Chicken Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny. I just said the buffet, chicken, steak.
There you go.
There's going to be a chicken
today.
on there today. Yeah.
And on National Fried Chicken Day, a restaurant in Thailand is giving discounts to people who are thin. There's a series of bars that
at a buffet or a bar.
It's a restaurant. Thin people get a discount. There's a series of bars that you can squeeze through to see what kind of discount you qualify for. So they're literally putting you. I mean, some people are really trying to squeeze through to get the discount. It starts at 5%. Then the bars get narrower at 10%. Then at 20%. The narrowest bars, you can get a free meal. Yeah. A mom and young son posted a video of themselves going through and getting a discount. Actually, here's some audio of that.
My mom is trying to see if she can go through every single tiny bar. She has finished the 5% discount, 10%. Now it's 20% discount. Can she fit? She did 20. Let's see if she can get through free. Oh, she can't. My turn.
He's trying to see if he can get through the tiniest bar here.
I gotta
He got through.
I give the kid some credit. I thought that was a really well performed play-by-play.
I agree.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. They ought to do this at like a buffet. I keep talking about the buffet. I think I want a buffet today. But they ought to, if they did this there, basically they fat shame you. They say, oh, look, you're thin and fit.
Yeah.
You get 25% off your meal because we know you're not going to eat that much.
Right.
And the heavy people, they got to pay double.
That's right. I mean, you'd have to be really, really tiny in order to be able to get through that free meal thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, sorry, you too fat to get discount. That's what they would say to the person. Ryan Schmelz, the lawsuit over the First Amendment rights during COVID. Ryan, good morning. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News. What's this story about? Is this the social media thing? What are we talking about?
Yes, it is the social media thing, and pretty much the Biden administration was dealt another legal blow yesterday when this order came down from the judge, pretty much saying that the administration was pushing that line of free speech and trying to enforce disinformation. Now, of course, the administration didn't see it that way, and that's why we're having a DOJ appeal coming our way soon.
Well, this is a federal judge, right? That's made this ruling. So
yeah, and it is a Trump-appointed judge too, I believe.
It'll be interesting to see where that comes because we live in a country, Ryan, where the government is not allowed to put any restrictions on us. Thank God. Which is why I'm going to drop the F word right now here on radio. I mean, I kind of feel like this is, first of all, if the FCC is, and again, I don't think the FCC really controls much with social media. They certainly don't the way they do with radio and television. But, I wonder, is it okay? So if it's disinformation, is it okay? And should we accept that? And if an organization is just allowing lies to be transmitted or posted, is that covered under free speech?
Yes.
Because I can tell you it's not when it comes to radio, for instance, throwing a fake parade on April Fool's Day. It's no longer legal in the United States to do that.
But I can have an opinion that's wrong.
It depends on. That's very true. I don't disagree. But if you're blatantly,
you're like Jeff, you do it every day.
But if you're blatantly lying, should we be okay with that? I guess I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, and that those are all conversations that were had in the courtroom about this. What is that line between free speech, but also what power do social media companies have in being able to eliminate that, and what kind of role does the government have in being allowed to talk to those social media companies about that issue? Now, they still will be able to talk to them about certain things, like if it's illegal activity or if there's a national security threat, they can still have that line of communication. But when it comes to particularly COVID-19 and disinformation surrounding that, they're pretty limited now.
Yeah. Well, you talk to some people, and they're absolutely sure. Now, it's all anecdotal. That's the problem. They're absolutely sure whatever ails them right now is because they got jabbed with the vaccine. With the vaccine.
Yeah.
But it's anecdotal. We don't know. Nobody knows. And ultimately, vaccines have saved the world from so many different diseases. I just don't know where all of this is going. But, man, do you remember those days? Ryan, you're just bringing back horrible nightmares.
I know. You guys should not have invited me on.
What were we thinking?
To a time I don't want to remember, right?
I know. Well, and it's funny because we were in ground zero with that. Every radio show was.
Yep.
Because we were all on the air, considered, what was it? Essential workers. And, we'd be fighting every morning, people back and forth over what was real and what wasn't real, and and there you have
lockdowns are, how deep we should go into lockdowns, all of that. Yeah, it was a time that I am happy we're not living through. I can tell you that.
That's for darn sure.
Since we're reminiscing, I'll go back to one that I think was hilarious, but there was, I might have even been in the camp of people who thought this was possible because you don't know with the disease and how quick it can spread. Remember, people were ordering packages. They were having food delivered, or they were getting Amazon boxes, and they would leave them on their porch so like the sun could disinfect them, and then you would open it. And I think I joked on the air that were they putting COVID air in the little air pouches that they use as package bubbles, essentially.
I think one of the most significant discoveries about COVID and biggest announcements that came during that time was when you had Deborah Birx come out and say that, okay, surfaces do not spread this thing the way we originally thought, so you don't have to wipe down every little thing you touch or go through all that trouble. It's really it's air and saliva that's the big issue here. So when that announcement came down, I think that at least made things a little less complicated with everything we did.
Yeah. But this is no matter which side you fall on this is very tricky. This issue, I would think, Ryan, and very much a potential slippery slope, right? When governments go ahead.
It's tricky, and that's why we're still talking. We're still going to be debating in the courtroom. This ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Right. There is a candidate who's running for president right now who has about 20% support in the Democratic primary, which is up and coming.
Yeah.
And that's Robert Kennedy. I mean,
right.
Not just COVID. He's anti-vax,
he's
right?
all in on all of it. Yeah.
I think he thinks, what is it, with the spectrum, autism. I think he thinks a lot of autism is caused by vaccines.
Yeah. So
he has been on that train for a very long time too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a nonprofit that kind of advocates for those things, and he's been in trouble with a lot of social media companies over that information over the years. So certainly this presidential run has brought a lot more attention to that wasn't originally there. So whether or not you think his presidency is going to be or his campaign is going to be a success that way, I mean, you can't deny the fact that it's brought a lot of attention to the other work he's done.
It has. And have you seen him do push-ups?
He's in good shape.
He whips that shirt off. I mean, preparing for his debate with Joe Biden. Interesting stuff. All right, we'll see where all of this goes, Ryan. We appreciate the update and have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, thanks, man. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. What do you think, Davey?
What about what?
I was going to ask earlier this morning, did you see the Yankees game last night?
I'll tell you the truth. I didn't watch the Yankees at all last night because it wasn't on the Yes Network, and I don't. In my Prime Video
what was it?
Ran out.
It was Prime. Okay. Did you see though any of the clips of the cameraman getting whacked in the head?
Yes, I did.
So how did that go? Because it was about 15 minutes, and they actually took him off on a golf cart stretcher. So it hit his forearm first and then hit him in the head. What happened?
It was an apparent throw during the fifth inning, from what I understand.
Yeah, right. An errant throw.
Yeah.
An apparent errant throw, and ended up hitting the cameraman who was probably looking into the lens and not suspecting it.
Yeah, but he gave the thumbs up. Though,
he did at the end. He gave the thumbs up.
Hopefully everything's all right with him.
I hope so. Quick break. We'll come right back here next hour. I can hear him warming up in the green room. Dr. Shamalesky. With a guitar, getting ready to perform a song that he's written about the Boilermaker. And I believe it's called The Last Mile. I believe that's it. We'll get to that coming up with Dr. C. Dr. Shamalesky coming right up here. Stand by. It's First News Keeler in the morning, Thursday morning at WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. All month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is celebrating America with their Made in America sale. Stop in today and explore their extensive inventory and their many new arrivals for every room in your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse style, and traditional. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or Gold Bond flippable mattresses. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally for free of charge, or you can pick it up yourself from the showroom. So stop in to Adirondack Home Furniture today and celebrate America with the Made in America sale going on now. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-252-2929. That's 800-252-2929. 800-252-2929.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it says 6:58. Next hour, free money question of the day. It is from the Hobecker Law Firm. What are we up to today, Davey? I think we're gonna end the week, another cash week with we'll be at 400 today. And 500 tomorrow if we don't get a winner. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Can I win?
No. Sorry.
He just wants a cut of the pie.
An Iowa man.
10%.
An Iowa man is looking to break a world record with his collection of what? I feel like this Iowa man is ready to break a world record with his collection of free time. That's what I think. He has the world's largest amount of free time, which allows him to have a collection of pencils.
Oh, jeez.
He has 70,000 pencils. The current record is 24,000, so he has a ways. He doesn't have a way to go. He's way over the record. Here is Aaron Bartholomew talking about his love of pencils and his journey to break the record. Here we go with audio. Here it is, right here.
I don't know that you can pick a favorite when you've got 70,000 of something. I love seeing the local businesses, for so many of these places, these pencils are the only place where there's any record of that business still. And I think it's just a neat way to kind of preserve the history. Never dreamed I'd be getting to this point. This is kind of amazing.
His nickname is Pencil Neck, so maybe that's the reason.
It's Adam Schiff.
What a wow! Way too much time on my hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have news coming up. Top of the hour. Stand by.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Attempt to make nice with China. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The U.S. Treasury Secretary has arrived in Beijing for several days of talks.
Janet Yellen's first trip to China as Treasury Secretary comes at a time when diplomatic and military suspicion runs high. But both sides see the benefit in some kind of economic partnership. In fact, Secretary Yellen has described the idea of uncoupling the US from China as disastrous. Instead, she says the two countries must find a way to live together.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Russia's killed more Ukrainians. At least 4 have died in a missile attack in the city of Lviv that hit an apartment building. More than 30 others injured. In Newark, New Jersey.
Unfortunately, we lost 2 members today.
That's Fire Chief Rufus Jackson after 2 firefighters were killed battling a fire last night on a container ship at the port. Weeks after former President Trump pleaded not guilty to criminal charges over classified materials he took to his Florida resort. A Trump aide will be arraigned in the case in Miami.
Walt Nauta, a Navy veteran who works for the former president as a valet, will appear in federal court for conspiracy to hide classified documents.
Fox's Colonel Scott. The city of Philadelphia is suing 2 manufacturers of so-called ghost guns, the type the accused killer in Monday's mass shooting had.
A ghost gun is built by the manufacturer and mailed in parts or kits, which are then often assembled by the purchaser and often used on the streets of Philadelphia to commit violent crime.
Mayor Jim Kenney says they're untraceable and don't require background checks. He spoke hours after the suspected gunman was charged with 5 counts of murder. Today in Texas, Patrick Crucius, who massacred 23 people in an El Paso Walmart in 2019, returns to court to hear more from his victims and victims' families. On day 1 of the sentencing hearing, he was called everything from monster to coward to racist. One told him he hopes Crucius suffers in prison, where he'll end up with multiple life terms after pleading guilty to federal hate crimes and other charges. America's listening to Fox News.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynovite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
We have sunshine and 63 degrees. WIBX News Time is 7:03. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. This news update is brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going. It will be a hot one today. A heat advisory in effect from 11 this morning until 8 tonight. We'll have temps up into the 90s. The heat index value as high as the upper 90s. A closer look at your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Fireworks are being blamed for causing a fire that damaged a Utica home. Crews were called to Lansing Street yesterday, arriving to find flames and smoke coming from that residence. 2 adults and 4 kids were inside the home at the time, but they did make it out safely. No one was injured. The Red Cross is now assisting those displaced by the fire. Syracuse police releasing the name of a teenager who lost her life after a shooting on July 4th. 17-year-old Carly Ann Short was hit in the back by gunfire Tuesday night. She was brought to Krause Hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Officials say Short was near East Fayette Street. She had just recently graduated from Henniger High School. No arrests have been made so far in the case. Officials at Union College say a brand new nickname for the school will be announced soon. This year, the college said it was undergoing a rebranding and would be dropping the Dutchmen and Dutchwomen nickname that they've used for decades. Of the more than 2,100 names that were suggested, the list is now down to 20. An official announcement is expected before the start of the new academic year. Tax season might be over, but the State Department of Taxation and Finance is still looking to hire. The agency says it currently has part-time and full-time positions that need to be filled, including tax technicians and facilities operations assistants. On-the-job training is provided, and individuals from all career levels are being accepted. You can get more information online at tax.ny.gov. And the Capital District Transportation Authority entering the final phase of construction at Crossgates Mall in Guilderland. CDTA says the paving for a brand new roundabout at Crossgates is scheduled to begin Monday and last through Tuesday. During that time, the traffic circle will be closed, and it will be down to 1 ramp on and 1 ramp off at Interstate 87. The goal of the project is to help the flow of buses in and around that mall. WIBX News Time is 7:06. Again, a hot one today. A heat advisory in effect from 11 this morning till 8 tonight. Here's your forecast from Eyewitness News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center today. Hazy, hot, humid, an isolated thunderstorm, but most of the day will be dry. The heat index this afternoon, 95 to 99. Tonight, balmy, chance of a shower or thunderstorm, a low near 70. Tomorrow, not as hot, still muggy. Scattered showers and storms, especially by midday and early afternoon, a high of 84. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
We have sunshine and 64 degrees at 7:06. Make it 4 straight for the Mets. They get a comeback win last night in the desert. They beat the Diamondbacks a final of 2-1. Kodai Senga struck out 12 batters, holding Arizona to just 1 run over 8 innings. And David Robertson picked up the save. Francisco Alvarez hit a game-tying solo home run in the 9th inning. The Mets now 40-46. They look to sweep the Diamondbacks as the series wraps up tonight in Phoenix. The Yankees lost 6-3 yesterday to the Orioles. Nick Ramirez charged with the loss. Josh Donaldson and Anthony Volpe both homered in defeat. The Yankees now 48-39. That 4-game series against the O's comes to an end tonight in the Bronx. and the Yankees hoping for a series victory. Well, before the game last night, right-hander Jimmy Cordero was suspended for the rest of the season by Major League Baseball. The suspension for violating the MLB Joint Domestic Violence, Sexual Assault, and Child Abuse Policy. The 31-year-old appeared in 31 games this year. He will not be paid during the suspension. In a statement, the Yankees said they are fully supportive of Major League Baseball's investigative process and the disciplinary action applied to Jimmy Cordero. The Angels are providing an injury update on Mike Trout. Manager Phil Nevin says the All-Star outfielder underwent a successful hand surgery on Wednesday. Trout was placed on the 10-day injured list with a broken bone in his left wrist. Nevin added the 31-year-old is expected to return in between 4 to 8 weeks. The NBA is heading to Sin City this December. ESPN says Las Vegas will be the host of the semifinals and finals of the NBA's new in-season tournament. The 2023-24 season will be the first year of the playoff, which will be formalized in the latest collective bargaining agreement. All teams will participate in group play, with 8 clubs moving on to the knockout rounds. It'll be interesting that they have an in-season tournament and then a postseason tournament as well. And the home run derby field is set for Major League Baseball. Let's see here. Top seed in the event will be White Sox outfielder Luis Robert Jr., who hit 25 home runs so far this season. Other participants include Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts, Adolis Garcia from the Rangers, Rays outfielder Randy Arozarena, Blue Jays first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Orioles catcher Adley Rutschman. The winner of the Derby will receive $1 million cash prize. How about that?
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's incentive to play.
No doubt about it. A couple things. There have been more bear sightings. We're talking about the shark sightings on Long Island, but here in upstate New York, we're dealing with bear sightings in areas where you normally don't see bears.
Yeah.
So the DEC last month put out a warning on how to deal with it. So if you come in contact with a bear, what should you do?
In contact? Like you have contact with them, or
no,
the ones in your backyard?
In contact would be you're standing there and there's a bear, 15 feet from you, 20 feet from you, whatever.
One of the things they say is that you try to make yourself look bigger and taller.
Not easy for me.
And then you start, banging your hands. If you have pots and pans, that's ideal, but you start banging your hands and making some noise.
They say don't panic. Most bears are as afraid of people as people are of bears.
Okay.
Most.
I could see that.
Never approach, never surround, never corner a bear. Back away slowly. Do not run. If you run, they will run after you.
It's like your dog. They think you're playing fetch.
Yeah. Well,
I'll chase you. Come on.
I think that might be a little. Their goals might be a little different than your dogs.
Yeah.
Do not throw backpacks or food at bears. If bears are rewarded with food, they will continue to seek food from people. Now, the interesting part of that is, what basically the DEC is saying there is, be worried not just for yourself but for future people who come in contact with this bear. I'm not sure everybody's going to feel that way. If you throw a hunk of steak at a bear, the bear is going to stop and give you a chance to get away. Now, the bear is going to come looking for more food.
Yes.
But at the moment you're dealing with, you probably aren't all that worried about what's going to happen the next day, right?
Right.
You're really concerned. I mean, I don't mean to disagree with the DEC here, but, if push comes to shove, I'm dropping that chunk of steak.
Oh, I completely
Why
agree.
am I carrying a chunk of steak, though, in the backyard? I don't know, but...
Your wife dotted your eye for something you said at the dinner table.
That's right. Back away slowly. Do not run. Do not throw backpacks or food at bears. If feeling threatened by a bear, as you said, raise your arms over your head to look bigger than the bear and yell loudly while slowly backing away.
Yes.
All right.
So, but to the point about the feeding the bear and future encounters with the bear, whoever the next person might be, I remember this even as a child. We would go up to Old Forge, and you pull off on the side of the road, and the deer walk right up to the car.
True, yeah.
And stick their face right in the window, and people would feed them. They think when they see a car, if I want food, I just walk over and put my face there.
Well, and that's what happened up, and the same thing happened with bears.
Right, absolutely. Where
the garbage dumps and that sort of thing, where people would throw garbage. Which here, if you're in a residential area, I mean, campsites, campgrounds, they're all different rules. So you have to be careful. But if you're just in a residential section, remove bird feeders. Keep garbage, grills, pet food, and bird seed inside a solid, secure structure, such as a house, a shed, or a garage. If grills cannot be secured, clean the grills, move them away from houses, and remove grease traps after each use. I've already violated a few of those. Put garbage on the curb in the morning of collection, not the night before, and use bear-resistant trash containers, and close garage doors and ground floor windows at night. Bears will come in open windows.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so something to be thinking about if you're trying to keep the bears away. And there have been bear sightings in residential areas in our area, which is not unheard of, but certainly still a bit unique, I believe.
I think so.
Listen, it's going to be hot today. We're going to be dealing with temperatures in the lower 90s. It'll feel closer to 100 today, forecasters say. The people at Fred F. Collis & Sons Heating and Cooling have you covered. First of all, with all of the smoke pollution we've been dealing with, maintaining good indoor air quality is more important than ever. Fred F. Collis & Sons can help. They're the top when it comes to indoor air quality and solutions for your home. It's also been incredibly hot. We're going to be dealing with that today. Let's talk about air conditioning services. Collis's has a team of expert technicians for both AC repair and quality installations of new equipment. One great option for cooling is the heat pump. And Collis has many options for you for the ductless mini split. Right now, great rebates available through the state that will help you get going on the process. And Collis will walk you right through the whole thing. Another step in keeping your home cool in the summer is making upgrades to your home's insulation. And Collis can help you there as well. And speaking of insulation, Collis is hiring for insulation installers and hosting an open interview day at their Yorkville office on Commercial Drive, Wednesday, July 19th from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. Experience is not required for the position. They have a phenomenal team ready to train you, teach you everything you need to know. And they're also seeking a crew leader on their insulation team. This does require experience. For more information, go to their careers page on their website, fredfcollis.com, which includes a place to apply before the event to get a head start on the process. fredfcollis.com. Call 315-768-2323. Fred F. Collis & Sons, Heating, Cooling, and Insulation, Yorkville, Rome, and Syracuse.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents...
I'm Tevye, a poor milkman trying to provide for his beautiful daughters and his lovely bride Golda. And how do we survive? That I can tell you in one word: tradition!
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the summer stage production of the musical Fiddler on the Roof, Thursday, July 13th through Saturday, July 15th. Advance sale tickets for Fiddler on the Roof are on sale at the Capitol Theater box office and online at romecapital.com.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is now accepting new patients. This is Bill Keeler. Dr. Shamalesky and Dr. Zielinski are now taking on new patients with sleep issues, fatigue, pain, ADHD, and other health concerns. Are you considering medical marijuana? This might be an option for pain without the addictive side effects of opioids. Or are you looking for a new family doctor? Call today. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, 315-507-4751, or visit them online at falconclinic.com.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect, and that's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members. With higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Become a new member today. Mohawk Valley FCU. Member focused, member driven. For membership information requirements, visit mohawkvalleyfcu.org.
Need a bed? Get a giant 85-inch flat screen TV or a beautiful Weber stainless steel grill at Mattress Express's grand opening of their newest superstore, New Hartford, Commercial Drive 4488, next to Pet Supplies Plus. Stop in, open 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know regarding your estate planning. Specifically, you should have prepared what is known as the Big Three. Basic estate planning is comprised of the three main documents that you need. First is the will, next is the healthcare proxy, and last is the power of attorney. attorney. What most people don't know is how important of the three the power of attorney really is, because New York State has no simple method for you to act on another's behalf if they become incapacitated. I am often asked, what is probate and why is it needed? Probate is the act of administering the will through the New York State court system. It requires a filing fee and other actions to be taken, as well as a petition to be filed. It is time-consuming and can be expensive. It can be avoided by using a living trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Which room is next for you? The bedroom? Your kitchen? The living room? Hi, this is Kira Meelan from Meelan's Carpet One. What's holding back that next home project? Is it budget? We have flooring choices for any budget and financing options available. Maybe it's inspiration. If so, come and talk to our experienced design team. We're here to help you get unstuck. Maybe you're putting off redoing a room because you're worried about spills and accidents. Whether it's a pet in training or a growing family, we have flooring solutions that can withstand anything life has to throw at it. We have incredibly durable tile options and 100% water-resistant carpeting that's both beautiful and practical. We have options that inspire, designers who will help bring it all together, and always a beautiful installation. To get the perfect flooring, start with the right flooring store. Visit Meelan's Carpet One on Commercial Drive East in Yorkville.
You're invited to the 2023 Glimmerglass Festival, the world-renowned summer opera and musical theater festival located just minutes from Cooperstown. Glimmerglass has been presenting innovative, rare, and familiar works of opera and classic Broadway for nearly 50 years in a summer-long celebration of the arts that's an easy day trip from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley. This year's festival runs July 7th through August 20th, with productions that speak to the aspirations, curiosity, and passions of growing up, and what can happen when life doesn't always play along. Purchase tickets today for Puccini's La Boheme, Bernstein's Candide, Gounod's Romeo and Juliet, Handel's Rinaldo, and a world premiere youth opera. Learn more at glimmerglass.org. The Glimmerglass Festival, a highlight of your summer experiences in the Cooperstown region. Hiking, kayaking, picnicking, museums, and world-class opera and musical theater. Truly a one-of-a-kind summer destination and just a short drive from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley. Join us and see for yourself why there's no place quite like Glimmerglass.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Alrighty, it's Boilermaker week. You know that the Boilermaker is running this Sunday. And Dr. Shamalesky has made his way in here this morning. All sorts of mics all over, but you can use that main studio mic to chat with us right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Shamalesky, when he is not performing medical tasks, he's also a musician. I am. And today I want to introduce my good friend, John Hudson. John, maybe you might say a couple of words. He's a professional musician. We've known each other for years. Hi, John.
Yeah. I'm thrilled to be on the Bill Keeler show.
So we got to...
That's all right. That's all right. I'll make it work. All right. Just talk into that microphone. So, and you'll be accompanying Dr. Shamalesky here this morning.
I'm going to be backing him up.
All right. I love it. All right. Talk a little bit about the song, Doc, if you could.
I was on vacation in California, and right after my granddaughter was born. And for some reason, I just had a chord progression there that I really kind of liked there. You know, we're going E minor to a major. And the words just came out. And then for some reason, I was thinking about some kind of activity or whatever, and the Boilermaker came to mind. And from there on in, it was just a song that just came out. And my wife said, you're writing a song on there. And it took me the better part of just one day to put it all together.
All right.
And then later, of course, so you and I met over at the Boilermaker committee meeting with Tim Reed.
Yeah.
And Tim was very gracious in saying, I like the song. And they sent us down to, was it Big Blue North? Recording studio on Genesee Street. A shout out to them. Fantastic recording studio. Mm-hmm. And we produced that. But then just recently, the Boilermaker committee, I sent them the song.
Donovan, are you talking Mark Donovan?
What's that?
Mark Donovan?
Mr. Stasatis.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Jim Stasatis.
And so the committee, the marketing committee, they texted me and said, we're going to use this song, Push Through That Final Mile.
Okay.
They'll be playing it, I guess, along the course and during the start of the race and afterwards, too. And
pushing through that final mile of the Boilermaker is not easy.
It's funny. Would you say it took you a better part of a day to write the whole song?
Yeah.
It took me the better part of a day to run the race one year, actually. It took me quite some time to get across the finish line there, and I had to get that final push. So this is the name of the song. Yeah. Push Through. What is it? The name? I want to make sure I get it right.
Push Through That Final Mile.
There you go.
Dr. Shamalesky, CHMIELEWSKI. Available at Amazon.com, CDBaby.com, and also you can pick it up on Spotify as well.
All right.
Love it.
All right, you ready to go? Let's hear a little guitar. I'm going to just do a little... Okay, that's yours right there. Okay. And then if you want to push the studio mic down just a little bit, I'll be able to pick up a guitar if that one's down. Doc, you'll be singing into the red mic right there. Give that a test.
A little heads up there. Can you hear that?
Got it.
Sounds good.
Got it. I think we're ready to go. Here we go.
Remember when you started running, felt the pain, but there was no fun in pushing yourself just to beat the other guy. Felt so lost till you realized the only way to win was to set your goal. Feel that burning in your soul. Only you can cross that line by pushing through that final mile. How can you take defeat when you know in your heart that you just can't stop? You gotta push, 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 push through that final mile. You only think about the 15K, not about the people who made the day. The Reeds and the Ingles and Stasatis boys, Mats and the Utica Boiler boys. With less than $1,000 they made it grow.
what is today so that you can show what you're really made of as you go, as you push through that final mile. How can you take defeat when you know in your heart that you just can't stop? You gotta push, 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 push through that final mile. Yeah. So put on your bib, lace up your shoes, strap on your spine belt and energy choose. Set yourself up for the run of your life. Run like the wind if you want to survive. When you cross over that finish line, you feel that it's working because you're feeling fine. Only you can cross that line by pushing through that final mile. How can you take defeat when you know in your heart that you just can't stop? You gotta push, 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 push through that final mile. Yeah, how can you take defeat when you know in your heart that you just can't stop? You gotta push, 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 push through that final mile.
Very nice.
Push through that final mile.
Push through that final mile. There it is. Dr. Shamalesky is available on Amazon.com, CDBaby.com, Spotify.com. And as I said, CHMIELEWSKI is the way to spell it. I'm going to give you that, pull right back down to that. And if you, so with Dr. Shamalesky, you can hear some great music, bring down the stress level. You can also get rid of hepatitis C and anything that ails you at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. So how often is it to have someone who is a doctor, a medical doctor, and also is a musician? Do you see that often?
Every day I look in the mirror.
Yeah, every day you look in the mirror. Because
and a comedian, too.
It is funny how music and medicine seem to kind of go together a little bit. There was that story recently, and I believe the person is from here. They when he was having brain surgery, the doctor asked him to play, I believe it was the violin, or I think that's what it was. And he was playing an instrument during brain surgery, and it allowed the doctor to be able to see the brain. I don't know of all the ins and outs of all of that, but I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, I have a question.
And that's a true story. Don't ask me the question. I don't know the answers.
So, well, Doc, does the brain in that particular situation, if there's a brain surgery and someone's playing an instrument, does the brain flex like a muscle? Like if you're doing curls and you want a bicep to move or you want to see how it functions, does it contract like that?
Well, you're asking really two questions. You know, are there some things that you can teach certain areas of the brain and it resides in that area? Absolutely. But the other thing is, they have found that there is actual some movement of the brain because the brain is encased in cerebrospinal fluid and some membranes and stuff like that. And there is a rhythmic motion. In osteopathy, we call it primary respiratory mechanism, PRM. And when we do our other stuff for a shoulder, a rib, a knee, or an ankle, you know, a lot of times we're up on the head and doing what you might consider a scalp massage.
Yeah,
but actually, it's this accentuation of this movement of the brain and the nervous system that helps with movement of various fluids and signals in the brain there. You know.
If you're looking for the song, as we said, it's available. It's called "Push Through That Final Mile." The Boilermaker this weekend. Dr. Shamalesky with a song that just came to you. and available at Amazon.com, CDBaby.com, and Spotify.
If I can say one thing, Victoria Torres, our receptionist there, she's incredible, and she reminded me that with the Boilermaker, there are a lot of people who are going to have musculoskeletal problems. And our clinic is open on Friday from 8 to noon, and if people want to come in beforehand, or those people who are still around after the Boilermaker, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if they want to come over because of injuries they may have had or other pains, the osteopathic hands-on approach of manipulation helps tremendously for a lot of things, including musculoskeletal
I have to say,
problems.
I was there yesterday with Dr. Zielinski, and I was in a great deal of pain, and it worked. That's all I'm going to tell you.
It sure can work.
Doc, thank you as always. We appreciate it. Great job, both of you. Thank you. All right, have a wonderful Boilermaker.
Thank you.
Stuff. All right,
Same to
thanks.
all you guys.
Push through that final mile. Got a break. Coming up, Bob Schofield, MVHS. And we'll do, Davey, our free money question of the day. This morning, we're looking for caller number, which one?
6.
By the way, $400 on the line this morning from the Hobica Law Firm. $400. Sixth caller right now at 315-736-0186. Then we'll talk to Bob Schofield from MVHS on WIBX.
Summertime is the best time to build memories in Herkimer County, New York's Experience County. From the Mohawk Valley to the Adirondack Mountains, Herkimer County offers charming communities, festive events, fun adventures, and great family activities. Erie Canal history? Check. Farm markets and unique shops? Check. Outdoor recreation and New York's #1 water theme park? Check. See all the possibilities online at visitherkimercounty.com. Herkimer County. I love New York.
Summer is here, and if you're looking to make the most of it in a new RV, camper, boat, or trailer, then look to Mohawk Valley FCU. Right now, you can get up to 120 months financing for as low as 5.74% APR for any new recreation vehicle. That's 120 months financing for as low as 5.74% APR. Go to MohawkValleyFCU.org for more info and to apply today. That's MohawkValleyFCU.org. Mohawk Valley FCU. Member focused, member driven.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at HNHMedicalNY.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
NGEMS, flooring from NGEMS.
Summer's just beginning, and so are the savings at NGEMS Flooring America during their Home Run for Savings event. Swing in now to catch 20% off on Innovia carpets. Slide into 20% off Galvanite waterproof flooring, or field a great deal on hardwood flooring. Plus, take advantage of 12 months no interest. NGEMS Flooring America, where friends send friends.
12 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers only. See store for details.
Flooring from NGEMS. It's perfect for you.
High school graduation is just weeks away. Before you know it, you'll be packing up all of the new things you bought for your dorm room and heading off to college to start your next chapter. More independence, new friends, and new adventures. But wait, have you opened your new campus checking account at Adirondack Bank yet? Adirondack's campus checking has all of the features you're looking for, including no monthly minimum balance requirements, no monthly service charge, electronic and mobile banking capabilities, which is a must for a college student on the go, and up to $15 in ATM withdrawal fees waived per statement cycle. Stop into any of our conveniently located branches today to open your new campus checking account and receive a free gift. Let us help you get off to a great financial start. A minimum deposit of $25 is required at account opening. Member FDIC.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, each week we do the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. Kevin James on the line right now. Kevin, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
Let's talk about this week's Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week.
All right, this week's Wanted Person of the Week is Aaron Cameron, 27-year-old white male. He's wanted on several Rome City Court bench warrants and one Oneida County warrant as well. The Rome City Court bench warrants are two separate warrants for pettit larceny charges and one warrant for burglary second degree, which includes grand larceny fourth and a pettit larceny charge.
Okay.
The Oneida County Sheriff's arrest warrant is for pettit larceny as well. Cameron is currently homeless, but his last known address was at the Riverbank Apartments in Rome, New York, but also has ties to Fayetteville.
All right. We'll have the full story up on our website, picture, details, all of that, and how you can reach out to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. You can Google that quite easily, and it's all 100% anonymous. Anything that you can give, any information you can give to police is 100% anonymous. Captain Kevin James, Rome PD, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Have a great day. Thank you. Let's do the free money question. Sean from Rome is, we're keeping it in Rome. Sean, good morning. How you doing, Sean?
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. All right, here we go. This is the Hobica free money question of the day. Joseph and Andrew Hobica. For all your legal needs, 315-724-1600. All right. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. And this morning, it's worth $400. Are you ready?
Wow, 400. I could use that. Yes,
okay.
I am.
Here we go. He died in 2020 and locally was good enough to dream. Who is he? Ready? Go.
Died in 2020. Good enough to dream.
Good enough to
no
dream.
idea.
Good enough. Good enough to dream.
Yes, he was close. The author of the book was No Idea Johnson. So close. No, it was Roger Kahn, actually.
Roger Kahn, who wrote the book. The book, Good Enough to Dream, was about the Utica Blue Sox.
And it was
oh my God.
Their 40th anniversary when they won the pennant. It was in 1983, so this is the 40-year anniversary.
Good Enough to Dream.
Wow.
Check that out. It's a great book about. He did Boys of Summer. He was a good author of baseball, but Roger Kahn focused on Utica during that summer of 1983. All right, we're going to give you. I have a pair of tickets to see Cash and the Killer this Saturday at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. It's Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis tribute, and this guy is awesome.
Oh, my God.
Go to Ticketmaster for details, but we have a pair of tickets for you. And the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card is a $25 gift card. Good at Aquavino, Babe, 72, Taylor and the Cook, and any of the concession stands at the Adirondack Bank Center. You stand by, Sean, and Davey's going to hook you up.
Well, that was fantastic. Thank you, Bill.
All right. Thank you, Sean. You have a great day, and stay cool out there because it's going to be very, very hot. Bob Schofield is with MVHS and is on the line right now. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Did you know Good Enough to Dream? The Roger Kahn book. Yeah. I think you'd have to be a. I was calling I was PA and calling Little Falls Mets games that year in 1983, and it was the Mets that the Blue Sox beat in one game in a home run that was misjudged by the umpire, Manaski. The umpire got it wrong, and the Blue Sox went on to win that game and became champions. That's how it all went down. The next year, the Mets would win the pennant in Little Falls. Okay,
you
Bob.
could blame me for some bad calls, but not that one.
But not that one. Bob Schofield. All right, what do we know? So a developer has been chosen. Explain what's happened now when it comes to the what is soon going to be the former site of St. East Hospital.
Well, as you recall, MVHS has always been committed to ensure that the future use of the St. Elizabeth campus would be a priority of ours. We had done some repurposing studies in the past, put out RFPs for developers, but unfortunately, pandemic came around and we didn't really get anybody that was interested.
Yeah.
So, in partnership with the city of Utica, the mayor and MVHS decided that we needed to take this approach to a different level. Did an RFP for a number of companies and have recently selected Rubb Pfaltzgraff as the group to do this study. in addition to studying the campus, they are going to make some specific recommendations on what can be done to enhance the site infrastructure in advance to make the property a little more sellable and interesting to developers. They'll look at different opportunities, whether it's housing, retail, or other purposes. So everything at this point is on the table, and certainly want to include not only local elected officials in the discussion, but also the neighbors to St. Elizabeth and South Utica.
There's been a lot of talk about possibly tearing it down, turning it into residential homes. I mean, is there a leading theory right now?
I don't know that there's a leading theory. I think most people at this point, due to the location in South Utica, believe that housing is probably the best option.
Yeah.
But there are other potential options for that location as well. Tearing the building down or removing portions of the building, all of that's still on the table.
Okay. All right. And somebody had asked earlier this morning about on this project, if this is a partnership with the city, how is that working? Who's taking the lead here? Are you getting assistance from the city of Utica?
Well, we are. We're splitting the cost of this study 50-50. Brian Thomas from the city is working directly with me. So between the two of us, we're ensuring that the contracts get signed, we get the people here in town, we get the process rolling. So we're doing it jointly.
All right.
Can I ask, is essentially what happens, what is the time frame, and at the end of that time frame, do they come and make a recommendation, or do they say to you, we talked to the local neighbors, and this is what the neighbors wanted, and we talked to some other business entities, and they said they could see something like this going in here? Can you talk about what happens, how long before they make a recommendation, and how does that recommendation come?
Well, they will meet with local residents, local businesses. They'll do a review of the local housing market. They'll look at data that's been collected previously. The city of Utica has a master plan, did a housing study about a year or so ago. We did one in 2019. They will take all that information and come up with a number of different recommendations, things that would fit well in that location, also keeping in mind comments from neighbors and the local residents. We would anticipate them coming back with some suggested recommendations probably sometime after the first quarter of 2024.
Okay. And then you mentioned prepping the property, getting it to a position where it would be viable for sale. Is that the goal? You're looking for a developer to come in and just say, all right, we're going to take over this project and move it forward, whether it be residential or whatever the plan may be?
That would be the hope, that if we were to maybe do some upgrades to the electrical or stormwater or power supplies, water supplies, so forth on the campus, do a lot of the environmental testing, get through some of the red tape, if you will, in terms of types of studies that need to be done prior to development. That will make it a lot easier for someone to come in and say, yes, well, we've seen the work that you've done. We're looking at the studies that were done. We think this is a great opportunity for our development company to put XYZ on this campus.
Okay. All right.
And then do you have any update on, I think, Bill made the comment before long we're through July, then you got August, September, October.
It is amazing how, the problem is, Bob, is that things that we enjoy go quickly.
Yes.
Winter lasts forever.
Forever.
But I'm just saying, this summer is going to fly. It's already, here we are already coming up on Boilermaker. It'll be mid-July before you know it. Mm-hmm. Back to school already on the shelves. Can you believe it?
Football season kicking off.
Christmas, Santa Claus, and the hospital's opening. So I guess not in that exact order. But listen, this is coming soon. Are you guys prepared? Are you ready? And is everything on schedule?
Everything's on schedule. We're 115 days away from our patient move. We've started our staff education, moving quickly to to make sure that we have all the supplies, equipment, furnishings ready to be building. The contractors are still on target to be done on August 30th with the construction of the building. We will start our staff training in August. Furniture started arriving last week. That's being installed into the building. So yeah, we're proceeding quickly. Seems like we've been talking about this now for about 8 years. So yeah we have been. But 115 days from now, we'll be moving into the new facility.
115 days from now. Wow.
And is the parking garage? I know there was the weather allowed for some additional work. Is that still on target for? I think it was March of next year, or has that timeline been upgraded, moved up because of the nicer weather?
At this point, the garage is still planned to be open and ready for our use on March 1st. But we meet regularly with the county and the construction team for the county for the garage. And if we get updates to that, we'll make sure everyone's aware.
Okay.
But you're right. The weather has been great, so hopefully that gives them a opportunity to get done a little earlier.
I'm going to propose this. I'm going to be on vacation next week, but do not go doing this while I'm away. But I really feel it's we're getting close to a live broadcast from the hospital. Just let's talk about that and put that together. We've toured. We've done everything else. It's time to do the first radio broadcast from there. I don't imagine many radio broadcasts will happen from the hospital, so it might be the first and only. But let's put that together, Bob.
I'd love to do that. That'd be great.
All right. Thank you so much. Bob Schofield, we'll keep in touch, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks. Right? I mean, that's the way. You got to put them on the spot.
Well, listen, if we're going all in like that, I think you got to get on the table. And I don't know, we'll give you some privacy, but it's like you got to have a procedure done in there.
Yeah.
Colonoscopy, something like that.
I see. Okay, that could be a broadcast on its own. All right. What fun. And he decided to do it without anesthesia. Wow. He'll be talking through the whole thing. Got a break. It's 7:50. And how about that, by the way, the fact that we are just around the corner from this thing opening.
I know.
Really something. It's 7:50 at WIBX.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
This is Lynn from Warner Sales and Service. Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf Zero-Turn Mowers. Hustler mowers are designed to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf Zero-Turn Mowers deliver professional-grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. It's your chance to be the envy of your neighborhood. Come see us at Warner Sales and Service on the Greenway New London Road in Rome, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona. And we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
Hi, this is Lori with Express Employment Professionals. Are you looking for a new job, a career change, a position within your field? Express Employment Professionals is the staffing firm for you. Express has multiple job opportunities across many industries throughout our region. Are you an IT professional? Find that perfect company now. CNC machinists, HVAC and boiler mechanics, we've got the job for you. Are you a warehouse worker, machine operator, forklift driver? Find a better job now. Industrial painters, sheet metal workers, find that new job now. Carpenters, welders, the skilled trades, you're in demand. Bookkeepers, supply chain specialists, and administrative professionals, start a new career today. Our process is easy. Go to expressmohawkvalley.com to complete our online application and apply now. Our recruiters will call you to set up a meeting. You can also call our office at 315-790-5723. Express Employment Professionals. We make it our business to put you to work.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
And portions of today's program are brought to you by Omni Surgery Center. Dr. Hyder, located in the Business Park Surgery Center, is on French Road. If you have pain, you do not have to live with the pain, which is why their website is killpain.com. We have personal experience with this. We've gone through it. Dad has been there several times. The caring intensity, meaning they, I guess I'm not saying it correctly, but they really, really care to help you remove your pain. And they're good at what they do. The website is killpain.com. Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center. For an appointment, call 315-765-8448, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery. Ann in Rome is on the line right now. Ann, good morning.
Good morning. It's going to be hot today. So for all you pet lovers, when you're taking your pet out, you're taking your dog for a walk, I have sun mist, which is actually sunscreen for dogs. There's mosquito repellent. There's something that looks like a little chapstick. It's called sunscreen for noses. And paw balm. Their paws, when you're walking them on blacktop, they get really, they'll actually burn.
Okay.
And that prevents it, and it keeps them moist. But I also went out yesterday, bought a case of water, just a couple dollars, and have it all nice and cool in the refrigerator for the postal carrier.
That's a good idea.
Delivery people.
Yep, that's a really good
It's
idea.
a couple dollars, and it really makes a difference.
I'll bet those.
They appreciate it.
I'll bet those UPS trucks, because they're dark, really bring the heat
and they're
on,
very
right?
warm. I actually had a guy bring me a package last summer, and I gave him a bottle of cold water. Before he started the truck, he drank the entire bottle.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, listen, very important. You were talking about dogs and the concrete and how it can burn their paws. And I'm not saying that the UPS driver, the Amazon guy, is going to burn his paws. But keep in mind, the way those trucks are designed, they're open. So even if he's got air on, it's just running right out the door.
You're a former UPS guy.
Well, yeah, but I didn't drive the truck.
They wouldn't let you drive the truck.
No, they wouldn't. And I don't blame them.
Did they let you drive the forklift?
No.
Was there a forklift?
Not that I saw.
Okay.
I wasn't there very long.
Right. Okay.
So my point being, though, is they're constantly on the road, and that asphalt is all hot, and it's going to be, it's going to feel like almost 100 degrees today, and they got their doors open. That heat is just pouring in. So, and I think that's really nice of you to do that. She's taking care of the mailman, UPS, Amazon, package delivery, whatever. And then I wanted to ask,
if I could just add,
go ahead.
Mike says UPS, and I don't know if you know this, is very close to having a strike, and one of the things that the workers are asking for is air conditioning in the trucks.
Because those doors
do not have air conditioning.
Yeah, it's.
I don't blame him. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Especially on days like today.
And I got to say, my Amazon worker, I believe, is training for the Boilermaker because she drives up, runs to the door, runs back, and speeds off.
18 seconds. You got to give the driver a chance.
I think what's going on here is they have to get their work done or they don't go home.
I believe that's the
Yeah,
case.
so they're like, this woman like runs to our door and I just yell out, "Run, Forrest, run!" She doesn't appreciate that at all.
So I want to say that I've heard stories of people who were like, yeah, I didn't get off the road till 10 o'clock last night, and I was on at 9 o'clock in the morning. I just had so many packages. Now, I don't know if that's anecdotal or if a lot of people go through that.
I have a neighbor that leaves water and little snacks, which is really a cool thing. So
that is really nice.
So it's nice what you're doing there, Ann. Very nice. I think the pet sunscreen a little weird, a little bit because they have hair.
No, actually, they do get sunburn.
Let me just tell you, so do I. Now, you lose, and Manaski knows now, you lose your hair, and there's nothing to protect your head anymore.
Yeah.
And, man,
That's
you can
why
get...
you should use sunscreen.
Yes, which I do.
You should take care of your dog like you take care of yourself. My dog has cooling pad, cooling bed, cooling couch, bandana that I can put on him that's cooling. I actually just donated cooling bandanas and a nice sprinkler system to the Humane Society this summer.
Okay. Good
That's
stuff.
awesome, man.
All right, Ann, good reminder for people today. It's going to be very, very hot. Take care of your animals.
Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Have a good day, guys.
You do the same.
Thank you, Ann. That's a good
Ann and
reminder.
Rome. Here's from Ann, we go to Joe Load. Hello, Joe. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. Listen, I did get the inside track, and it looks like they are preparing to strike because all they're asking for is more than a 50-cent raise. They are mandated now going forward. Any new truck that they buy has to have air conditioning in it.
Oh,
but
it
I
does.
will tell you, from working at UPS over there, in New Hartford, it's brutal conditions. I mean, number one, they don't have air or fans inside the building. The only people that have air conditioning are the managers sitting in the office. The guys that are unloading the trucks, it's 900 degrees in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not an exaggeration because I did it. 53-foot trailers unloading by myself in the middle of the summer in boiling heat with no fan. The guy standing there on the belt that scans and puts a little sticker on the package and sends it down the assembly line or the conveyor belt, he's the only one that has a fan. In the winter, he's the only guy that has heat. I was in a 53-foot box that didn't even come inside the building. It's stuck outside the building. By the time you get to the end, you're so cold and frozen, it's not even funny. Terrible work conditions.
Joe,
I think UPS should really strike, actually, for that reason alone.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know all of that. I mean...
not to mention the DEC ought to show up and check all the oil that's spilled out all over the ground that goes right into the sewer and everything else over
Now,
there.
Joe's taking the next step on this now. Oh, boy.
Well,
Joe...
Because I worked there, and I saw it firsthand. It's a sweatshop, and it's like the 1920s all over again.
But you loved it, though. That was the summer you lost 80 pounds. You lost 80 pounds in one shift at UPS, you said, didn't you?
Just about. Let me tell you, it was brutal.
Wow.
Brutal. If you didn't have a gallon of water with you in the summer, you could risk
dehydration.
being, what do they call that?
Dehydration.
Sunstroke or heat stroke.
Sunstroke, sure.
So that's a great way to get in shape. Joe, I'll tell you, I worked there for a few months around Christmas.
Yeah.
And I got frostbite in a couple of my fingers one night. It was like 20 below.
Wow.
And there's no heat in there. So when they move a truck in and out,
there is no heat in there.
They gotta
heat.
There's one area where it's like a light that's got a heater in it, but that's only in one corner of the building. I'll just quickly say they got to move trucks in and out, so they're constantly opening. I love the people there; it's a great way to get in shape, but they could probably afford a heater or an air conditioner seasonally.
All right, Joe. I mean, they've made billions since COVID. Billions.
Thank you, Joe. I'm going to look into this. Thank you. All right. I got
please do, because it's a concern. I mean,
all right. Stand by, Joe.
They'll try again.
Stand by.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. To arraign a Trump aide, Walton Auta, who's caught up in the classified documents case against the former president. They couldn't do it the day Trump pleaded not guilty last month. Then it was delayed again.
The hearing was postponed a week for a couple of reasons. Bad weather that canceled the flight out of Newark, New Jersey for the Miami hearing, and difficulty in finding an attorney based in Florida. Nauta is said to have hidden the documents from a Trump lawyer whose job it was to find and return them to the National Archives.
As Fox's Gernal Scott, and we're learning more about the search warrant at the Trump Florida resort where they seized documents, that they had surveillance video showing boxes being moved days before the Justice Department is going to show up to collect records. 2 firefighters are dead in New Jersey after being trapped battling a blaze on a cargo ship at the Newark port last night. Mayor Ras Baraka calls it
tragic for all firefighters who know what it means to go into a burning structure.
Russia has hit Ukraine again with another deadly missile attack. At least 4 killed.
The mayor of Lviv says this was one of the biggest attacks on the city's civilian infrastructure since the war began. Andriy Sadovyi writing on Telegram to say about 60 homes have been severely damaged and it's feared many people are trapped in the rubble.
Fox's Jonathan Savage, the Wagner mercenary group leader who led a deadly rebellion inside Russia, is apparently back in Russia. That's what Belarus's president says. Yevgeny Prigozhin had supposedly reportedly been exiled to that country to avoid facing charges. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen arrived in Beijing today for days of talks in China related to our economic ties amid a lot of American-Chinese tension. The Secret Service is on the cocaine case at the White House, trying to find out who left the drug found Sunday in the West Wing.
They are now running both DNA and fingerprint testing to try to get to the bottom of this. The drugs were found in a phone cubby where people often leave their personal belongings before they go on a tour.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
A leading file transfer service recently announced a breach that might have exposed millions of individuals' driver's license information. Want to help protect yourself against identity theft? Join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect identity threats and alert you if your information is being used. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But if there's a problem, LifeLock's identity restoration specialists will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
We have sunshine and already up to 70 degrees. WIBX news time is 8:03. We have a heat advisory in effect from 11 this morning until 8 tonight. Temps will be in the mid-90s. It'll feel even warmer still. We'll take a closer look at your forecast in just 2 minutes from Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint.
WIBX, Utica, Rome.
I'm like, what's 1D?
That's ID. I didn't. Joe Lode kept talking. I didn't get the station identification in at the top of the hour, and the news took over, and we have a legal obligation to do so.
Sorry.
WIBX, Utica, Rome.
Thank you. Sometimes my brain doesn't work.
All right.
Well, Utica fire officials believe that fireworks caused a fire at a home in Utica yesterday. Crews were called to the scene on Lansing Street, arriving to find flames and smoke coming from the home. 2 adults and 2 kids who were inside the house at the time were able to make it out on their own. No injuries were reported. The Red Cross now helping out those who are displaced by the fire. The Utica police releasing more information in connection with that fatal motorcycle accident that occurred on the arterial in the last couple of days. Authorities believe that a dog ran into the road, causing the motorcyclist to lose control of his bike and strike a barrier. The accident happened on July 4th. The victim of the crash has been identified as 43-year-old Justin Naparek of Clinton. The investigation is still continuing. Syracuse police released the name of a teenager who lost her life on July 4th in a shooting incident. 17-year-old Carly Ann Short was hit in the back with a bullet Tuesday night. She was brought to Krause Hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Officials say that Short was shot near East Fayette Street. She had just recently graduated from Henniger High School. No arrests so far have been made in the case. Officials at Union College say a brand new nickname for the school will be announced soon. Earlier this year, the college said it was undergoing a rebranding and would be dropping the Dutchmen and Dutch women nickname that they've used for decades. Of the more than 2,100 names that were suggested, the list is now down to 20. An official announcement is expected before the start of the new academic year. And tax season is long over, but the State Department of Tax and Finance is still trying to hire more employees. The agency says it's currently hiring part-time and full-time. Positions need to be filled. They include tax technicians and facilities operations assistants. On-the-job training is provided, and individuals from all career levels are accepted. More information, you can just go to tax.ny.gov. WIBX news time is 8:06. Again, we have a heat advisory in place for much of the afternoon, 7 this morning until 8 o'clock tonight. Here's what we can expect from Eyewitness News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center today. Hazy, hot, humid, an isolated thunderstorm, but most of the day will be dry. The heat index this afternoon, 95 to 99. Tonight, balmy. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm, a low near 70. Tomorrow, not as hot, still muggy. Scattered showers and storms, especially by midday and early afternoon, high of 84. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
We have sunshine and 70 degrees. WIBX News Time coming up on 8:07. All right, in sports, good news for the Mets. They've won 4 straight games. They went to the 9th trailing. Francisco Alvarez hit a home run, a solo shot to tie it in the 9th. Ultimately, the Mets win by a final of 2-1. Kodai Senga actually pitched very well. 8 innings. He struck out 12 batters. The Mets look to complete the 3-game sweep coming up later tonight.
I'm not
in the desert.
I'm not jinxing it, but I feel like something is happening. There I go. I just jinxed it. Darn it all.
The Orioles picked up a win against the Yankees yesterday in the Bronx, 6-3 the final. Nick Ramirez charged with the loss. Josh Donaldson and Anthony Volpe each went deep in defeat. The Yankees trying to avoid a split in the series. The 4th and final game of this series comes up tonight. The Yankees have won 2 out of the first 3. Some bad news, though. Right-hander Jimmy Cordero suspended for the rest of the season, and he will not be paid. The suspension is for violating Major League Baseball's joint domestic violence and sexual assault and child abuse policy. The 31-year-old appeared in 31 games this year. In a statement, the Yankees said they are fully supportive of MLB's investigative process and the disciplinary action applied to Jimmy Cordero. All right, elsewhere in sports, the 2023 Home Run Derby field is officially set. The event will feature a rematch between Mets first baseman Pete Alonso and Mariners outfielder Julio Rodriguez. Alonso won the Derby in 2019 and 2021 before losing to Rodriguez in the semis last year. The top seed in the event will be White Sox outfielder Luis Robert Jr. Other participants include Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts, the Rangers' Adolis Garcia, Rays outfielder Randy Arozarena, there's a lot of R's in there, and Blue Jays first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., along with Orioles catcher Adley Rutschman. What else do I need to mention here? A 3-team swap between the Mavericks, Spurs, and Celtics. Ultimately, Grant Williams heads to Dallas. As part of the trade, the Spurs acquire forward Reggie Bullock and the right to swap picks with Dallas in 2030. And the Celtics get a couple of second-round picks in the deal. The Celtics had selected Williams with the 22nd pick back in the 2019 NBA draft. Giannis Antetokounmpo undergoes surgery. That's an offseason knee procedure he had to have done. He's expected to miss several months. The 28-year-old coming off a season where he averaged more than 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. His status for the FIBA World Cup is still unknown. And JT Poston will be looking to defend his title at the John Deere Classic. Poston won last year's tournament after finishing atop the leaderboard at 21 under par. That tournament begins this morning.
I want to do a couple quick things, and then Joe, stand by. I'm going to be right with you. I want to talk more about this UPS thing as they're facing strike, a potential strike. Is there a real problem going on here? I didn't realize any of this happened with UPS drivers. And employees. We're going to get to it coming up. First, though, if you're going to be heading at all this summer to Old Forge, Leon Etienne is going to be doing his summer residency up there at the theater. He's on the line right now. Leon, good morning.
Yes, good morning, guys. It's great to be talking to you again.
So, all right, talk about how people get tickets, what's going on, what you're doing in Vacation Town, USA. I just made that name up.
Old Forge, New York, we're so excited to be back here for the summer. The Strand Theater is celebrating its 100-year anniversary this entire year.
Wow.
And I'm just lucky to be a part of one of the things they're offering. We are opening this Friday, so tomorrow, and we are going to perform every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 8 p.m. for the next 5 weekends in a row. People can go to oldforgemagic.com and get tickets. And we are debuting some brand new stuff because our fall tour, which is going to take us all over the country, is amazing. We got a lot of shows booked, and we have some stuff that I've just been working on, but it's never seen the actual stage. So we are debuting it this summer here in Old Forge, so it's road ready for for this fall tour we're going on.
Okay, so you can go to the web and get tickets.
oldforgemagic.com.
And this is the beauty of the Strand Theater is it's very intimate, right?
So intimate. It's only 300 seats. But even in all honesty, when you get like 100, 150 people in there, it's nice and packed. It looks and feels amazing. You're right on top of the stage. So it is like even if you have a seat 10 rows back, you're still got the perfect view. It's a family-friendly show. It runs about 70 minutes long. And one of my favorite things is to look out there and literally see kids, parents, grandparents, generations of family members together enjoying the show. And again, we open up tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We perform every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the next 5 weeks. And everyone can go to oldforgemagic.com and grab their tickets.
All right. Great stuff,
awesome,
Leon.
yeah.
And your fall tour is going to take you out of town, right?
Yeah, we go out of town, and then but I do have a couple big announcements that I'll call you back for in the fall, which is very exciting for 2024.
All right, very cool. Okay, Leon, thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. We'll see everyone this summer.
Good luck, and you can check out Old Forge Magic for details. You want information on Joe Lode, go to joeloademagic.com. He's on the line right now.
There's no magic here, baby.
Good morning, Joe. All right. So
Good morning.
I just wanted to develop this just a little bit more. You're saying that these guys and women at UPS are close to striking.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, this is nationwide, or you talk?
What happened is they came back, UPS came back with a raise of 50 cents an hour for these guys. Now, I don't know about you, but the cost of inflation is 7%, so 50 cents is nothing. What's that, $8 extra or something? It's ridiculous. This is a company that made billions and billions of dollars since COVID. And during COVID, they were still working straight through it. They had they were essential workers, so to speak. So
right.
They didn't take any time off during COVID. We worked straight through COVID.
Yeah, we understand, but because we did the same thing. But the labor you're talking about is a lot of manual
labor.
Labor. Yeah.
Not only is it manual labor, but what they're asking the people inside the building to do is almost ridiculous, because that building was built with a capacity of 10,000 packages a day, and when we were in our peak there, just during COVID or any time during Christmas, 28,000 packages a day would go through there.
Wow. And I got to tell you,
it's a facility that really can't handle it.
Yeah. They run around, too. I mean, all these delivery people, by 6, 7 o'clock at night, are like running to the doorstep and running back to the truck, because if they don't get everything delivered, they just have to keep going, right? That's a long day. My buddy yesterday had 200 stops on. Wow.
Now, they're not evenly distributed per route, and his route had 200 stops. And then he was asked, how come he didn't take a lunch? He says, how can I take a lunch? I want to get home and see my family. I can't be out here 15 hours a day.
Yeah. So I the only thing, and I'm not disagreeing at all, Joe, and I want to commiserate with you, even though I was only there for like 3 or 4 months. I really wasn't there that long. It was just something I picked up to get some extra money right after the holidays. They break it down kind of, I'll say geographically, but like, for instance, if New Hartford, if a neighborhood is slamming in New Hartford with orders, they don't reroute everybody's route to make sure everybody gets 80 packages that day. They say, okay, well, today you got 250, and this guy's only going to hit 70 because he might be in Westmoreland. You understand what I'm saying? It's
you didn't drive
down.
The truck.
I did not drive the trucks, but I know I would load the trucks, and I would know every day this truck handles these particular stores to do drop-offs, and they handle these neighborhoods.
I have a lot of questions about this. If you guys can both, maybe you can both pipe in if you know the answer. So there's got to be some sort of a really cool, ingenious organizational plan, right? Like,
yeah. Listen, to some extent,
for instance, on your street. So you live on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 10 Main Street, 12 Main Street, 13 Main Street. There's a package at 18 Main Street. Does it all get put in the orders so that you just go to the next spot and it is the next logical location?
If it's a light duty day, yes. However, when it's Christmas time and there's packages on the floor from the front of the truck to the back of the truck, the driver has to just pick a package he can find and deliver it. So that means they're all over the place like a ping pong ball on a table. It's just there's no rhyme or reason because you can't even walk through the center aisle of a truck at Christmas time.
So it's not efficient at all when it's busy.
Not even close. And again, the building is so outdated, it's kicking packages down these chutes, and they got one person that does 3 or 4 chutes that loads 6 trucks. You can't organize 6 trucks when you're trying to clear your chute because if it gets backed up, then they have to shut the conveyor belt down, and God forbid they got to shut the conveyor belt down.
Can I, if I can?
We gotta go back to that point.
All right, go ahead.
Well, so there's a conveyor belt. He was talking about unloading the truck. So you're unloading an 18-wheeler onto a conveyor belt. And the conveyor belt, again, is programmed in a way where it says, okay, I know this is going to a particular neighborhood. So you go by all these chutes, and when it gets to the chute, basically the truck that it's supposed to go to, a robotic arm comes down and it pushes it down the correct chute. But like he's saying, and this was something that I experienced and kind of the reason I didn't stay long, is because you might have 3 or 4 chutes, and these are busy, loaded trucks. So you are running. It's winter. It's 10 degrees out. There's no heat in there, and you're sweating. You're soaking wet in sweat because you're moving so quick.
Yeah.
And you're carrying these packages, and then all of a sudden one of the chutes gets backed up. So the whole conveyor belt stops. And nobody comes out and says, Manasky, you're scolded. But they're like, come on, let's go. Pick up the pace. We got everybody. You're kind of slowing down the whole building because one of your 3 or 4 chutes got backed up. But what'll happen is sometimes you're standing there for 45 minutes and you get 45 packages. Sometimes you're standing there for 5 minutes and 300 packages have now come your way.
Okay.
Right? So there's a struggle to kind of, and Joe, we talked about this when I started working there. It's kind of a competition. You want to see if you can go the whole night without your chute backing up. But Christmas time, somebody's chute backs up every 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's
well,
a
not
lot.
only that, but they have a chute at the end called the rerun. So
Yes.
the rerun means there's somebody down there that's got to load all those packages that didn't get kicked down the right chutes
and carry them down back
and
now.
run them
by
to the
hand.
chutes now.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's so funny that from my
And when
standpoint,
you got a 300-pound trampoline coming down the reruns, and you got to run it back and try to toss it over the conveyor belt to get to the right chute, lots of luck. That's why you have back injuries and problems.
I have to say that what's very interesting is from our standpoint, I'm waiting for the truck to come down the street and waiting for it just to be delivered magically.
You don't see that behind the scenes stuff.
Magically at my door. And that's so.
And then I'll tell you what, these drivers go through hell, and give them a lot of credit because you might get a package at 8 o'clock at night. That's because these poor people don't even see their family half the time.
Yeah. Okay, very interesting. I would say this: if you're sending a package, and whether you've sold something on eBay or you want to send it to a family member or a friend or something, you got to return something. I will tell you that I've discovered something, and this is not. This is just me telling you. I have discovered ShipRite. It is the best solution to ship things. So let's say I
don't even know what it is.
You don't.
It's a package delivery.
Local company.
It's a local company, and you go to them with your package. For instance, I had to ship something to my daughter.
Okay.
And it was, I'm thinking, how am I going to package this? I don't even know what to. It's delicate. This is going to be a disaster. I just took the package, put it in a bag. I went to ShipRite and said, I need to ship this. They measured it. They weighed it. They were like, okay, it'll be $39.99. That includes what? That includes packaging it safely, insurance, the box, and the shipping costs. Now, it might be...
And they packaged it for you.
And they package it. They package it for you. Now, it might be $80. It might be $20. It all depends on the weight and everything else and the size of the thing. But they are experts at shipping and packaging. I'm sitting at home trying to do this on my own. I'm pulling out newspapers, stuffing them in there. I actually took my wife. We had a really nice couch until I actually ripped the foam out of the cushion just to put it in the bag. I had it. We need to get a new couch anyway. We don't need this. Sit on the springs. It's not quite that bad, but it feels that way. I mean, you feel so frustrated that you'll put anything in there. But this way, you just deliver the thing to Shipwright, and they take care of it for you.
Oh, that's great.
That is the way to go. I'm just saying. And they might choose the post office. They might choose UPS. Whatever. They're going to give you. They give you all the different rates. You select from there. I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is not a commercial. It's a testimonial.
So, and can I just add one more thing before we let Joe go? And this is on.
I'll keep talking.
Yeah, Joe.
We know that.
This was, again, as a newer guy, when I was doing this at UPS, I would get sometimes the trucks mixed up, right? So when you talk about the driver stress, when he realizes he's in truck 39 and he's got 6 packages that say truck 41 on them, he knows he's going to have to. That's a pain in the butt. And then the other thing, Joe, and that's part of the reason you're.
That's a misload.
What happens with that package though? Does he have to drive to Vernon?
No, it goes back, and then I think the other driver that it was intended to be on his truck, it either goes on the next day,
takes it the next day,
or in some cases, I think at night. There were some. Again, this was holiday season, so it might be a little different than normal time. But there was some overrun where people would be taking packages out in personal vehicles. The second thing is, it adds a lot of stress to that package delivery world, is the thing that everybody loves, is the Amazon Prime. We guarantee it the next day, or we guarantee it in 24 hours. That overloads the system big time.
There was a time before COVID we were getting, you could order a package at 6 o'clock at night and have it at 9 a.m. the next morning.
Crazy.
And all of a sudden that has changed. Amazon has really loosened their promises in terms. Usually it's almost up here. It's almost like 2 day. I mean, the cities.
But even still,
the cities are getting 2 days. Incredible.
Yeah,
when you think about it. Yeah.
I mean, pretty soon.
What
are you going to just snap your finger and it's
it's unbelievable.
Just to give you one thing.
Yeah.
So I would be unloading tractor trailers that were full of Hello Fresh, your fresh meals everybody's getting, motor oil, tires, all kinds of stuff just crammed in there. And then sometimes there'd be leaks, and the leaks would go all over your little Hello Fresh boxes. So just be wary when you're eating. If you see a stain on your box, you better check it out.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Joe, and I guess that's all the questions that I have on this. If they go on strike,
I'll bring them donuts like I did the last time.
If they go on strike, though, we're going to see big delays in receiving packages, I'm assuming. How would you not?
But, hey, you know what, though? Everybody needs a fair wage, and everybody needs fair working conditions.
Yeah.
That's one thing you should be entitled to: fair working conditions.
No
and
doubt.
at UPS, I don't think they're fair.
So is this locally or this nationwide? It's got to be nationwide, right?
Yeah, of course. If they strike, they all go on strike. They're the Teamsters.
That's what I thought.
Okay. All right. Okay, Joe. Thank you for the update.
I will say one more positive thing, though. The UPS that's in Rome is run a hell of a lot better than the one in Utica. Just saying.
And by the way, I didn't know you said any positive things, to be honest.
I didn't. I'm positive that I want to encourage my fellow drivers or my former drivers and workers at that UPS plant in Utica that they need fair working conditions.
Okay.
And maybe a little heat and air conditioning might help, or a fan, for
think
God's
about
sake.
it. This all started with Ann, who was saying, remember these guys and women today because it's going to be over 90 degrees. Feel like almost 99 degrees today is what they're saying. And imagine what it's like inside that truck. Going to be hot. All right. Thank you, Joe. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too.
All right. Thanks. It's the Independence Sale at New York Sash, and they're celebrating by bringing back the biggest sale of the year. Buy 2 New York Sash windows, get 1 free. And it's happening right now for a limited time. Buy 4, get 2 free. Buy 8, get 4 free. And the list goes on and on and on and on. There's no end to the savings. Or take advantage of 50% off the installation of your new bath, whether it's a shower conversion or remodeling that outdated tub. It's all on sale right now. Time to free yourself from old windows and bathrooms. Get the upgrade you've always wanted and save big during the New York Sash Independence Sale. going on now. Stop in to schedule a quote at the showroom. Receive a free American flag and a free apple pie. Free. Feel confident knowing that at New York Sash, products are made right here in the USA. Professionally installed, lifetime warranty, and a respectable company. Call, shop online, or visit the store. New York Sash. The showroom is located on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. The independent sale at New York Sash, buy 2, get 1 free. 50% off bath installations and a free flag and apple pie. Pretty American. It's New York Sash, 826 at WIBX.
Summertime is the best time to build memories in Herkimer County, New York's Experience County. From the Mohawk Valley to the Adirondack Mountains, Herkimer County offers charming communities, festive events, fun adventures, and great family activities. Erie Canal history? Check. Farm markets and unique shops? Check. Outdoor recreation and New York's #1 water theme park? Check. See all the possibilities online at visitherkimercounty.com. Herkimer County. I love New York.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents...
I'm Tevye, a poor milkman trying to provide for his beautiful daughters and his lovely bride Golda. And how do we survive? That I can tell you in one word: tradition!
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the summer stage production of the musical Fiddler on the Roof, Thursday, July 13th through Saturday, July 15th. Advance sale tickets for Fiddler on the Roof are on sale at the Capitol Theater box office and online at romecapital.com.
On behalf of IBEW Local 43 Union Electricians and the NECA Contractors, we are pleased to partner with Syracuse University in providing our members with an opportunity to enhance their education at this great university.
Syracuse University's partnership with the IBEW will provide talented students the opportunity to advance their careers while shaping the future of the electrical trades and the industries they serve.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Freshness made easy with Febreze Small Spaces.
Want continuous freshness that fights odors with no batteries and no outlets? Try Febreze Small Spaces. Ah, but what's a small space? To answer that, we brought in our lawyer.
Small spaces include, but are not limited to, bathrooms, closets, laundry room, kid room, pet corners, man cave, she sheds, most nooks, and all crannies.
There you go. Febreze Small Spaces is the world's most convenient. Febreze Small Spaces is super convenient and never stops freshening for 45 days.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
High school graduation is just weeks away. Before you know it, you'll be packing up all of the new things you bought for your dorm room and heading off to college to start your next chapter. More independence, new friends, and new adventures. But wait, have you opened your new campus checking account at Adirondack Bank yet? Adirondack's campus checking has all of the features you're looking for, including no monthly minimum balance requirements, no monthly service charge, electronic and mobile banking capabilities, which is a must for a college student on the go, and up to $15 in ATM withdrawal fees waived per statement cycle. Stop into any of our conveniently located branches today to open your new campus checking account and receive a free gift. Let us help you get off to a great financial start. A minimum deposit of $25 is required at account opening. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for families that have disabled children to protect the child and to ensure your future wishes are met. So if you have a disabled child, you need to provide them with what's called a special needs trust. This trust allows them to receive an inheritance from you, but also allows them to keep any governmental benefits that they are receiving. It is critically important that if they have an inheritance coming, that they not lose their benefits. Unmarried couples should be aware of important steps they need to take with their estate planning. If a partner dies and does not leave a will, the surviving partner will not likely receive any of the assets from the deceased partner. This can create a lot of problems in the future and must be resolved utilizing a will or a trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
He's my favorite.
I really like that song.
That's a good little beat.
Yeah.
Get your feet going in the morning.
Let's see here. I have a whole bunch. I've got a few minutes, so I could kind of just go through stuff if you're all right with that.
Yes, and I want to squeeze in here some comments via the WIBX 950 app.
By the way, the YouTube, our YouTube feed is working just fine here today.
Good morning.
And it's about to work much better. So we're going to do some things that are going to be even better for that feed. And the app, however, I had somebody calling from Watertown this morning. They're trying to listen up in Watertown. Could not get on the app. And I said, we'll just try the YouTube feed. And they did that, and they were able to check it out.
Now, interestingly, our app seems to be working fine as far as I can tell.
Right.
So I'm not sure what the issue that they had was, but I'm glad that they're watching us this morning on YouTube.
Here's,
so
some comments.
Christian New Hartford says, if there is camera footage that would implicate Hunter Biden in the cocaine baggie scandal in the West Wing.
Well, he should be arrested.
He thinks it will disappear, the video evidence.
I don't think so. I think there's enough focus there where it can't. And if it does, and it was, let's say that it's learned that stuff was covered up. It's always the cover-up that's worse.
Yes, it is.
And if the president had something to do with a cover-up of his son's stuff, that would be impeachable.
John in Bridgewater. Good morning, John. He says, hey, Bill, them UPS and all others get paid big bucks. So how about us factory workers? We get paid bleep and no central air. Cry me a river.
Listen, that's John's opinion. So all I would say to that is I don't know what his conditions are like either. My dad worked in Remington Arms, and third floor, assembly line for years and years.
Brick building.
No brick building, uphill all the way to the third floor.
But in the summer, it gets really hot.
Yeah. And that, but that was back before global warming, so it wasn't that hot. but I'll tell you that when he bid on a job as he got seniority, and he became a custom gunsmith in the custom shop, and where he made guns and was a part of a team that used to make guns. And I'm going to get into something about Remington coming up in a second. He was a part of a team that made guns for people like Hank Williams Jr., Schwarzkopf. I remember my father coming back with pictures. They all went to all the custom gunsmiths went to the Horn Dorset in Leonardsville, and they had dinner with General Schwarzkopf, and they presented the Remington custom gun to my father. Has these pictures. My father, is not a tall guy, so he was up to about maybe the elbow of Schwarzkopf. But listen, the photo's there, and it was a great. It was really cool. But that had air conditioning. The custom shop, his life completely changed when he moved into the custom shop. you had air, you wore nice clothes, you had people coming in observing what you were doing. It was a pretty cool thing, and that's how he finished out his career. That custom shop sadly no longer exists in Ilion. That is a terrible thing. Now as long as we're talking about Remington, I want to give you some. Now I don't want to scare everybody, but you're gonna hear it here first, unless you've heard it from someone else. That's kind of obvious, right? This is what I'm getting. Here's what I am getting. 7 more machines moved from Ilion to LaGrange last month. The only thing left in Ilion right now is the shotgun line. This person is predicting that some of the tax breaks that Remington is currently enjoying will be ending next year. And he's saying that he believes, or she believes, this person believes, with their inside information, that the end of an era is coming, that he does not think the new owners of Remington are going to stay in Ilion. Now, I don't want to scare everybody, but, machines lines can't keep moving from Ilion and have Ilion continue to be viable.
Do we know how many are still working there?
I believe it's under 500. It may be closer to 300.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when we last checked on that, I want to say the number we got was 1,200 when they were ramping some things up again. Now this was going back a couple of years.
I think they were at almost 1,500 at one point, back around 2010, 11, 12, 13, somewhere in that area.
So if you go from 13 and you said it was 1,500 to a decade later, that's 80% of that workforce was gone, which was only a fraction of what it was at its peak anyway.
Yep.
So that's too bad.
So we'll see where all that goes. But anyway, the air conditioning comment, John. I'm sorry that you work in those conditions.
This is John from Rome. He says, I hope Jeff doesn't take Ann's advice to take care of the pets like you'd take care of yourself, because he'd be out walking the dog while the dog is smoking a cigarette. Thank you for that, John.
Yep.
Greg in Yorkville, I'm just curious what the path will be for the Boilermaker with road construction on Champlain Ave. And I've got the answer for you here, and you can visualize it yourself if you go to the Boilermaker road race. Essentially what's going to happen is there's going to be a slight adjustment to the start lines of the 5K and the 15K. And then what's going to be different at the end of the race, as you're coming down Champlain Ave, you're going to turn right onto Caroline Street. Typically, you'd take Champlain all the way down to Whitesboro, make the right on Whitesboro, and you'd go straight to the finish, which is, I think, a little over a mile. This year, because of road construction, what they're doing at the tail end of Champlain Ave, where that new Stewart's is, you're going to take Champlain to Caroline Street in Yorkville, take that right, take a left on Kellogg. That'll hook you up with Whitesboro, and then you go right. Obviously, on race day, this will all clearly be marked.
Yeah.
The road will be blocked off. But if you want to see it for yourself, you just go to Boilermaker.com, and you can find the race adjustments there. You can see what the course used to look like, and you can see what it'll look like this year.
Will only be 1 year. This change will be 1 year.
I believe so, yes. And that's for Greg in Yorkville. Go ahead. I got
Bill
one
in
more.
New Hartford. William, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. You're an Ilion man. Maybe you know the answer. Was something on TV about the medicine shop pharmacy in Ilion?
Yes. Yep.
They closed? They had to close. I just didn't get to.
Now the medicine shop sold to I believe it's Walgreens, and I think it was an offer that I had to describe this way, and I don't have any firsthand knowledge. Just that somebody in Ilion said to me they got a really good offer that they couldn't refuse, and
they made him an offer they couldn't refuse,
and they sold. And so now they're building a new pharmacy there, which is small. I mean, it's just pharmaceuticals, no home goods, no perfume, no hair products, whatever you find in
that'll be a medicine shop.
No, it's going to be Walgreens. I believe Walgreens.
So it'd be different owners then, right?
Definitely different owners. Yeah, they sold. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. Go ahead.
When you say it's small, you've seen the framework. Because remember, didn't we talk about a new style of store where everything's on a few
different.
shelves?
They're testing that in Chicago.
Okay, but it's not going to be here.
Where you'd go in, everything would be back behind the counter and back in the warehouse or that area. And you'd come and maybe bring up a card like you would for Sudafed. And you'd hand it. They'd bring the items that you want. They're testing that. But this is different. This is just a small pharmacy. Chuck, would you agree with me on that? It's small.
Yeah, it looks pretty small, that building. I really haven't been by it that much. I don't get a chance to go down there much.
Right.
I mean, I go to Cliffs get gas, but that's about it.
Okay. It's such a long way from your house to get over that way. I understand.
Yeah, Billy, you drive by something a zillion times, you don't even look
I
at
understand.
it after a while.
Yep, I get it. All right, Chuck Lester, you may see. Are you going to be at the Boilermaker this weekend?
This will be my 28th time being the tallest, dumbest guy there.
Okay, on stilts with steel under the skin, right? You have.
Yeah, I strapped myself in, put my big red pants on, and I got my volunteer shirt.
Okay.
My wife will be with me. Maybe a couple of my grandkids will be along. You never know.
Yeah.
But I did want to, the reason I called is because I heard you had Joe Lode on.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell Joe Lode that in 2 years it will be 30 for me. So he's got 2 years to work out and run it again so he can steal my thunder like he did when I had 25 years.
Okay, he did that. You're right. That was a big moment for Joe. He lost all the weight and, yep. Okay.
Yeah, you know what, Bill? This is what makes our area great. You get out and have a good time. There'll be a lot of people running. And the biggest thing I have to remember is wash my hands before I eat breakfast after the race.
Okay.
I'll be slapping a lot of sweaty
Slapping
palms.
a lot of hands. All right, fair enough. Well, we'll be
wash them twice, Chuck.
Looking for you at the Boilermaker, Chuck. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Okay, Chuck Lester down in the valley. Mike says these extra turns are going to be a pain in the neck for the wheelchair athletes.
Yeah,
I bet that's true.
Yeah, might add a
and
few
it changes
seconds.
the course too for any records. I would think.
Yes,
it slightly will change the course.
Yeah, so I won't be at the finish line doing announcements this year, but whoever comes across the line first, that person can announce. And setting a new course record.
Yeah.
Because this is the first and probably only time they'll use this course.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
All right. And then finally here, again, via the app, and we want to thank all those who contribute, comment, and ask questions on the app. This is FX in New Hartford. Bill, can you give us a little history lesson on local radio? WTLB, WIBX, WRUN, Rock 107, WOUR, and your experience at any of the stations you worked, as well as some of the local radio legends. Now, maybe this is something for another day, but I did want to share the question from FX. Maybe you need to think about it to come up with, we can do a segment on this, or we can just do it today.
I was fired from most of those places at one point or another, but not OUR. And now it's interesting that OUR is now in the studio next door to us. Town Square now owns WOUR. That's interesting.
Never been fired from IBX.
I have not, and we're over 10 years here. That's which, by the way, for trivia, the longest I've ever worked anywhere. And I worked at TLB and Rock 107. Those were sister stations, the AM and the FM. Actually, Rock 107 used to be WTLB FM.
No kidding.
In the day, yeah.
And then OUR. You got Bunky, and it was right in my bedroom. I can't do an impression of him.
Never
good.
worked,
I had it good that day.
Never worked there, although people will come up to me and say, man, I loved you on OUR back in the day. Actually, that's not true. I actually did a month-long stint doing middays on
Well, that's what they loved.
OUR here when they first bought the station, right, Davey?
Oh, you're talking about with Town Square. You were doing a
doing it
shift.
with Town Square.
Yeah.
Not a show.
Afternoons.
You were just doing like intro and songs and stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
You did afternoons.
Was it afternoons?
Yeah.
I don't know. I recorded it and they played it back. It could have been any time of the day. I have no idea.
And
radio today.
And WRUN was Big Frog's.
RUN 1150. Those were huge stations back in the AM days, and I never worked at RUN, but we almost bought it once. I had a group together. We were going to try to buy RUN, and I don't think that station exists anymore. I think it's gone dark.
It's like it's black. It's gone black.
Yep.
So
I think they were selling it for like $100,000 or something, and it just the tower, the ground, all of the stuff that would have been important technically to make it work, just it wasn't there.
I think you were looking for the phrase "gone dark," It's gone dark. It's no longer on the air. And the second thing is I have limited experience at RUN, but we used to do Yankees games on RUN, and I think Smitty is the one who taught me how to board op there. And then we also used to do, when they first started, and everybody tried hard, but they were no good, the Utica College Pioneers football team. When they launched, they were new. They didn't have recruits. I mean, there would be games. It'd be 63-7, 56-0.
Now they're beating teams by that.
Yes, and that program is really outstanding.
Were there any other stations they mentioned?
TLB, IBX, RUN, Rock 107, OUR.
Yeah, that's about it.
Were you ever in that building, though, Bill, on Thomas Road?
That's where we almost
104 and 1150 were?
That's where we had to drive back in there across the railroad tracks. We almost purchased it when it was there, yeah.
Let me tell you something. I board opted on 1150, and I did overnights on Big Frog. They needed somebody to fill in on overnights on Country Station on weekends. So I'm getting ready to open up the mic. All of a sudden,
the train goes by.
Yeah, the building starts shaking.
It
shakes.
I
come running out, throw my headphones on the ground, and I asked the guy that was in front, that was on before me, I said, "Why is the building shaking?" He says, "You don't know the train tracks go behind the building. Every now and then there's a train, and it shook the building."
It shakes the building, and you would be able to hear it on the air if you could. The other place that I worked at WYUT WALY in Herkimer for a little while. That was painful, and I worked for 8 years. My career began at WLFH in Little Falls, which I don't think the building is still there. The transmitter is still there, but I don't think anything else happens there.
I started at RNY 1350 down on the Muck in Rome, and that's turned into a house now. Somebody bought it and turned that building into the livable house.
Yeah. All right. Wow.
Interesting.
So that's all I can tell you. That's all I have. We'll break and come back, and John Decker coming up in this. Oh, actually, John is not on today. He's on vacation, so we'll keep it going. Any comments? Any questions? Any gripes? 315-736-0186. It's 847 at WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. All month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is celebrating America with their Made in America sale. Stop in today and explore their extensive inventory and their many new arrivals for every room in your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse style, and traditional. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or Gold Bond flippable mattresses. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally for free of charge, or you can pick it up yourself from the showroom. So stop in to Adirondack Home Furniture today and celebrate America with the Made in America sale going on now. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Hi, this is Lori with Express Employment Professionals. Are you looking for a new job, a career change, a position within your field? Express Employment Professionals is the staffing firm for you. Express has multiple job opportunities across many industries throughout our region. Are you an IT professional? Find that perfect company now. CNC machinists, HVAC and boiler mechanics? We've got the job for you. Are you a warehouse worker, machine operator, forklift driver? Find a better job now. Industrial painters, sheet metal workers, find that new job now. Carpenters, welders, the skilled trades, you're in demand. Bookkeepers, supply chain specialists, and administrative professionals, start a new career today. Our process is easy. Go to expressmohawkvalley.com to complete our online application and apply now. Our recruiters will call you to set up a meeting. You can also call our office at 315-790-5723. Express Employment Professionals. We make it our business to put you to work.
If it's concrete, it's Brank Construction. Masonry, concrete work, stairs, cellarway entrances, basement floors, garage floors. Brank has you covered. They did a stairway to our backyard with a beautiful stone wall and a patio, and they just did such incredible work. Whether it's concrete driveways, sidewalks, retaining walls, if it's concrete, it's Brank Construction, serving all of upstate New York. Call for an estimate, 315-894-3481, 315-894-3481, Brank Construction.
Are you a registered nurse with a passion for making a difference in the lives of others? Do you have a desire to work in a supportive and compassionate environment? If so, hospice and palliative care may be the perfect opportunity for you. We're currently seeking a registered nurse to join our team. As a hospice registered nurse, you'll have the opportunity to provide one-on-one nursing care and emotional support to patients and their families during a difficult time in their lives. You'll develop and implement care plans to meet the needs of your patients and to ensure that they receive the highest quality of care possible. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we believe that everyone deserves compassionate and dignified end-of-life care. If you share the same commitment to excellence and are looking for a fulfilling career working Monday through Friday in hospice care, we would love to hear from you. To learn more about this opportunity, please visit hospicecareinc.org. That's hospicecareinc.org. Or call us today. Thank you for considering hospice as your next career destination.
Hey, if you're looking to sell a property this year, think River Hills Properties. River Hills. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Bill and Robin Monjo, they dig deep from the very beginning to create an atmosphere and a service like nobody else in the real estate industry. They take care of their clients. If they're selling a home for you, they relieve the stress. They work every step of the way. It's River Hills Properties, working harder for you when you sell your home. Your listing agent is there every time the house is shown, making sure you're putting your best foot forward. Call Robin, Bill, any of the real estate agents at River Hills Properties. They have many covering the entire area, all of upstate New York. Call 315-896-1009. Online is riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
And the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is from Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. It's Seattle's best coffee. And it's so good. Fresh bagels, fresh donuts every single day. And, of course, the lattes. 14 different flavors, the pistachio latte. You must try it if you haven't. The drive-through, very fast. You're in and out, and you're on your way. Some comments. Let's see. Jack is in Rome here. I'll start with Jack. 315-736-0186. We'll take a few calls.
Oh, Jack in Rome. Jack, did I forget to call you?
Let's not go there, Jeff.
Okay.
What happened?
I might have to have you fired.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well, I second that.
Your statement yesterday on the amusement rides.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm jack of all trades. I've worked at quite a bit of places, and I did do amusements.
You're right. I knew I was going to get.
Every year
Yep.
are required, depending on the states, but most of the states, like New York, are required to get their apparatus X-rayed.
Really?
The metal gets X-rayed for stress cracks and whatnot.
Okay. What do you think about that company? What do you think about that company?
I think the shrink wrap that you were talking about, if I'm not mistaken, what they're using it's almost something like a carbon fiber.
Okay. Kind of like what they use for that type.
It's tough
Yeah.
stuff.
Like that Titanic thing. The Titan was a carbon fiber.
My God.
Well, but there's a difference between going down a couple of miles into the ocean with 1 million pounds of pressure versus the whatever else they're doing there. So I get that.
I was operating a crazy bus for Hawkins Amusements back in the day.
Okay.
And the ride stopped with the kids up on top. It was a bus.
Yep.
On 2 arms that used to swing around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got stuck up on top, and this father is going nuts. My kids are up there. I said, sir, your kids are safer up there than anything. I said, do not worry. We will get them down. And within about 15, 20 minutes, we had them down.
I will say
But
that it's very important to note that there are local companies that do carnivals, as you're talking about, like Hawkins and some of the others, which have really good local people working. It's when they're bringing in people from all over the country where you have some of these fly-by-night operations where it gives everybody a bad name. Would you agree with that, Jack?
But they can't operate until they're inspected. They have to have a state inspection for every spot that they do.
All right.
When I used to work, because Hawkins is no longer operating.
Right, yep.
But every place we do, like we would go from one fire department to another, every spot we had to be state inspected.
Okay. Didn't realize. Well, New York's pretty tough. I would imagine it might be different in other states, but that.
But I would almost say pretty much of them are identical to what it is up here.
Fair enough. Okay, Jack. Good stuff.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you, Jack.
I'll get back with you again later on it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Joe Malazzi, we're talking about the World Series of Bocce is coming up. Is it a week away? Next week, next Friday, Saturday?
Exactly 1 week away. We start on Thursday
night.
Yep.
With
okay.
the women, the women start on Thursday night. We've got 3 games going on with 3 level of games going on with them on Thursday night. But 160 teams we got this year, which is a record for us, and we're just so super excited. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Wow, that's really
cool.
cool.
Weather looks like it's going to cooperate.
So
those of you that are jonesing for Big J's, he's closed this week. The World Series of Botch at 1412 East Dominic Street in Rome is going to be the only place where you can get Big J's next week. So
that food is really good.
It is. Yeah. I was just bragging to somebody about it. Yeah. I was like, they were right down the road from me. You got to go try their pizza and their greens. I'm telling you, the greens are phenomenal.
All right, good stuff. And while I will not be here next week, Jeff will be doing. We'll have guest hosts in all week long, and we're going to be doing the show from the World Series of Botch next Friday.
Joe, you want to do it? You and I?
Can't wait to have you guys down.
All right, great. Joe will be my guest host next Friday, and we'll talk a bunch of things, Botch and Rome and more. So we'll plan to do that, and Joe, I'll follow up with you probably tomorrow. Okay? It's just Boilermaker this weekend.
To it, guys.
There's a lot of last-minute stuff going on. So.
All right, Joe. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Let's see some other comments. Mike, they need to tell those UPS drivers to suck it up and push through the final mile. Little Boilermaker reference right there. Anything else? I think I got in everything. We're back here tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, I do want to say, in studio, we'll get a chance to hear from the young lady. She's 16 years old from New Hartford. Her name is Kate Chiavi, and she's a singer-songwriter. And she'll be performing a couple of songs for us in studio tomorrow, along with the national anthem. She's going to do her first run of the national anthem tomorrow. We're going to time it. I told her you got to be at 90 seconds. It's got to be 90 because you're timing, and you'll be back there backstage handling this timing for the whatever flyover happens.
So can I just tell you?
I say that because there's still, that negotiation process is still continuing. So it's always can be a bit of a surprise.
So I have to tell you a quick story about the national anthem, and this gets to the younger generation, whether or not they respect the flag and all this other stuff. This happened to me twice so far this year, where I was at an event, and both times it was at a high school, and during the baseball game, at an adjacent field, like, only 100 yards away or something, I think both times it was lacrosse, they were starting another game, but we're in the middle of the baseball game, like literally middle of an at-bat. And they start playing the national anthem for this other game that's not associated with what we're doing. And both times, I thought this was so awesome. The first time I thought it was a joke. I could kind of faintly hear it off in the distance. Batter calls time, looks at me, he goes, "Blue, can we stop for a second?" And I said, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." Takes his hat off for the rest of the national anthem. And that stuck with me. I thought that was cool.
That's really cool.
Because you could hear it faintly in the distance. I thought he was joking at first, and then everybody on the field stopped, took their hat off. Cool. I was really proud of that. I thought that was great.
It is great. And let me just leave you with this, which is also great. And I'll be over there for service this week on my Mazda, regular service check. The Steve Ponte Move to Mazda sales event is back and underway. 2.9% APR financing up to 36 months on all new 2023 Mazda CX-30s, 5s, and 50s. Enjoy 0% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-9s. As Ricky Z says, it's the Move to Mazda sales event. Come in and see what kind of a deal they can get for you. First place nationally in customer satisfaction. It's Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. WIBX, Utica, Rome. It's 9 o'clock.
Who brought drugs to the White House? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It's not just Secret Service on the case, running DNA and fingerprint tests of the area of the West Wing where the cocaine was found Sunday in a phone cubby. Republicans in Congress want answers too.
The House Oversight Committee is requesting a briefing from the U.S. Secret Service. Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton, though, going even further. He sent a letter to the service yesterday asking 6 questions he wants answered. He says if the White House complex is not secure, Congress needs to know the details as well as your plan to correct any security flaws.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. Next hour, President Biden will leave for South Carolina, where he will again tout his economic agenda, while Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen visits China, holding days of talks on our economic ties amid a lot of U.S.-Chinese tension. But Republican Congressman Roger Williams tells Fox Business.
Ms. Yellen, get back to America, get on Main Street, help our economy, get it going again so we can compete with the Chinese and we can control the world process and not be controlled by it.
We just got word unemployment crept up last week. There were 248,000 first-time jobless claims, 12,000 more than the prior week. They'll try again to arraign Walt Nauta today in Miami. He's the Trump aide charged in the same class of